thoughts of you were sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. But I've heard you've been here before. But I won't stay the same, it's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change, I know it's me and you. But I don't stay the same, I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. Babe, I wanna know, is it heartfelt or maybe just a little? Cause you don't really see me like you used to, but you hold on to me cause all you do is settle. I've heard you've been here before. But I don't stay the same, it's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change, I know it's me and you. But I don't stay the same, I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. But I don't stay the same, it's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change, I know it's me and you. But I don't stay the same, I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. If I stay still, the thoughts of you are sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. But I've heard you've been here before. But I won't stay the same, it's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change, I know it's me and you. But I don't stay the same, I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. Stay close to me, babe, I wanna know.
5-hour energy's kicking in.
5 hour, your 3.5 hour energy?
3.5 hour energy.
Your 5 hour energy?
I drank the whole thing, so watch out.
I know. She keeps calling it weird things.
That's not true. I just call it 3
She's
hours.
like, I need a 3 hour energy. And I was like, that's not a thing.
Because I said 3-hour energy. I don't know what you said.
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I said, yes, ma'am.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
We've done it again.
We're going to do this again.
Yes.
We're live, hopefully. Yeah, it looks like
I can see our faces
Yeah, it looks like
on
we're
the
live.
tube.
So, yeah, we're going to get to it and hang out with each other. She just landed again, yet again. Seems like our our MO.
Yeah. What does that stand for?
Move over.
What?
You know that's what it means.
No.
All right. Are we starting this or what?
Yeah, let's do this.
I
Let's go
got
to Jamie today.
Well, yeah, it's a smaller bottle. Less commitment.
Where were we? They kept calling it
Slow.
JMO. We're at
JMO.
JMO. Salud.
Everywhere to lunch.
In Vegas.
Everywhere we went in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like 2 JMOs.
It's like, no. Can we get 2 Jamesons though?
Was it JMOs?
I think it was a JMO, which is weird. Well, because I think you can't call it Jamie.
Jaime.
So that was
2
called
Jaimes?
JMOs. You want a JMO? I'm like, I mean, if that's what Jameson is here, I guess.
It
You okay?
hit me wrong.
This is when he says, I'm not going to do any more of that.
No.
And then halfway through the show, he's going to say, I think I want another one. He's going to be like, pour me one too.
Literally why I got a very small bottle. That is why. And also, whenever I go pick up whiskey, because it's either Jameson or proper.
Yeah.
And proper is usually like another $1 or $2 for the big bottle.
Yeah.
I was like, I might as well get that. But this time it was like a $6 difference.
Oh,
I was
crazy.
like, oh, I can justify.
See that
getting a
Irish
small
tax.
Huh? Well, you know, this is Irish.
I know. I was just
They're both.
joking.
Irish.
Just joking.
It
It's funny.
is funny. Not funny. The stuff that
It's all funny.
Yeah.
It's all funny.
It's not funny
It's all jokes.
because we all work with small companies,
It's
deal
fine.
with
It's
people
fine.
in different countries. It's not awesome.
So we keep the affirmation of the day. It's fine, guys. It's
It's
gonna be fine.
It's all fine.
Oh, good times. You want to sponsor it up or you want to what's up it up?
Well, let's make sure that what's up. Make sure that we are working on some projects, but we just have not been home. So sign up for a patreon.com/Sarah and Scooter. That's Sarah with an 8.
Yeah.
How it's supposed to be.
How it's supposed to be.
So patreon.com/Sarah and Scooter. Sign up there. It's only like $2 a month. So that we can start doing, because we're starting kind of an entertainment of the week and those kind of things. And I'd like to
Play
actually do that.
Show some videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do some fun stuff, show videos so that, I mean, we don't get, it's not that it gets demonetized. It just will get shut down.
Nobody wants that.
You know, and I'm like, it's not like we make money on this anyways. So.
Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look how gorgeous this pour is. You see this? Friggin' bartender. Look at the head on this thing.
You missed your call.
I didn't. I had a conversation with someone today because they were talking. It was the guy with the twins. And I was trying, he was like, man, I am stressed. I just want to go get a job like McDonald's or something and just like do nothing. And I was like, I have thought about just going to be a bartender somewhere and just be like, I don't want to have to think that much anymore.
I thought about, I honestly thought about going either like a bartender or a bar back or a beer tender.
Right.
Or GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I have considered it.
Because I remember when we moved here and I was working from home and stuff like that, you know, for Apple, and I did apply at GameStop at that point. And
they said you were overqualified.
There was like, we don't have any, you know, management positions. Like, no,
Right.
I just want to like
I just stock shelves.
talk about games and do that. And they're like, no, we can't, we don't have a position for you. I was like, what do you mean? It says you're hiring. It was like, we don't need to deal with some old guy talking about Pac-Man and Pong.
There was a guy who applied for one of the positions for our company, and it was like the entry level one position, and he's been doing accounting for like 9 years in the Bay, and so we're like, he's like, so I'm gonna quit my job and do this, and we're like, no, don't quit your job, and he's like, no, I'm done, I'm over it, I've done it long enough, I don't do this anymore, and we're like, are you rich? Because in the beginning, you know, your checks would be like $80.
But I had a guy there. I think his name was Robert Washington. I can't remember what we did. He work at, I can't remember where he worked, like Home Depot or Apple or something. But he became a good friend of mine, and he became a customer of mine when I did rent-own custom wheels and tires.
Mm-hmm.
But he liked it so much, he's like, hey, can you just hire me to sell wheels and tires? And I was like, no. It's like, Robert, you're overqualified for the job. You're going to come in and do this. And like 3 weeks later, you're going to quit.
Yeah.
He goes, no, no, no. And I was like, okay. So we went through the corporate office, and the corporate office said, yeah, fine. Go ahead and hire him. He's a customer, but we have to do a waiver thing because he's also a customer, right? Yeah, he lasted about 3 weeks and then found, a job that paid him double of what, I mean.
And I feel the same thing is probably going to happen with the same person.
That's what it means when you're overqualified. I think that's, because I see it as like, I am overqualified to sell video games. I just am. I have 13 years of retail management under my belt. I own my own company. So you put that on a resume. I was like, it's so weird because if you want to apply for those jobs, you have to like
dumb yourself down.
Well, you have to lie in the other direction.
Right.
Instead of saying I can do all of these things, it's like, I don't know what's Word. I don't know, Microsoft Word.
Shelves.
What do you mean? So do you stock them upside down to the side? Where do you put them?
That's funny.
No, I just feel like if we want to get a job like that, that's what we'd have to do.
Yeah.
We'd have to kind of dumb our CV or dumb our resume down.
I know.
So
still,
don't say CV too much.
Don't say it. I have What's Uppers, but I feel like we should do our sponsors first.
Sponsors. Make sure to go to eleverconsulting.com for a complimentary introductory consultation.
Good job.
Just tell them that Sarah and Scooter, Sarah with an H.
Who are you looking at?
Whoever's over there, our producers. I'm looking at our producers. Which is me. Should have a mirror there. Producer.
They don't know there's not.
What?
They don't know there's not a mirror there.
Yes, they do. Yes, they know. But it did look like I was actually looking at somebody, didn't it? That was good. I should be an actor.
Talk about that later.
We've talked about that actually.
The rant.
That's your rant. I was like, focus. So please go to eleverconsulting.com for it, and mention that Sarah and Scooter sent you over there for a complimentary introductory consultation. It's one of our really, really, really great friends that runs the whole thing. And yeah.
I know, we've been saying her forever.
Yeah.
Not like a year, I feel like.
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year.
It goes by so fast.
I think the last time we hung out with her, we had noodles and boaties.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't we?
Yeah. That's when we met her husband.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Drank too much and ate too many noodles.
He was funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he's like...
I think he had like half a beer and he's like, I can't... No, it was the...
Because where's he from?
I don't remember.
Middle East somewhere.
Yeah.
One of the countries in the Middle East. But it was so funny because it's like... We went to get... was it Korean food?
I want to say yes.
Korean barbecue or whatever. And she got him a fork.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is so cute.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Our other sponsor is Yaya's Embroidery on the gram. Keep putting my face on this. If you mention Sarah,
you're not very centered.
I know, it's fine. It's in my life right now. You mention Sarah and Scooter, you get 10% off your entire order, and she does shirts and hats and beanies and jackets. I think she does jackets.
I want to find a hat that fits me, and then get something embroidered.
Just tell her you have a big head and ask her what she recommends.
Give me a big head hat.
Big head hat.
Big hat head. Big head hat. Big head hat.
Yeah. She'll probably be like, I know exactly what you're saying.
Like, yeah.
I've seen your noggin.
Just
massive.
Like, right? It's why she thought my body was small, because my head's so big. Remember? Because I was like, she's such a sweet human being, and she sent me the N+1 shirt that you wear because it's a large. And I'm like, I squeezed some extra larges. I'm squeezing, my shoulders are squeezing into them. So it was very cute, but I think it's the perception of your my fat head. Yeah, because I look like I have a bobblehead, and I have an XL body, and an XXXL head.
Stupid. So, yeah, those are our sponsors.
Those are our sponsors. Please go check them out, because without them, this just wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd probably still do it. And I think we have some other sponsors we're working on, because we want to give away some games and stuff like that. Yeah. But we're going to be a little bit more game oriented coming this summer, so that we can give away stuff.
Yeah.
Because we have the companies that we work with, when that design games, stuff like that, they're very much on board.
Yeah.
So very enjoyable. So, all right, we're going to go into...
Good thing!
Into that.
Can I talk about some random things that aren't good things or just things?
You could have done that before I pushed the button.
That's what I was trying to say. If we do responses,
but you didn't say anything.
I feel like I did, but it didn't come out. It's just a funny story. So
I feel like I did, but it didn't come out. So you didn't.
So you know how we are so focused on always having a banana when we're not home, and we always get bananas, and half the time we eat the bananas.
Do people know that? Know this?
I don't know, but now
I
they
don't
do.
think they do.
So
Like we have this thing. We have this thing. We used to do apples and bananas.
yes,
And now
apples
we just
makes way
get
more
bananas.
sense. Yeah,
And we don't eat. Well, no, because the apples and bananas, we never ate them either.
yeah, that's true.
So we always make sure and have like our protein shake in the morning. At home, it has like bananas and fruit and
Peanut
spinach
butter
and peanut butter. Yeah. When we're traveling, it's the shake and some almond milk.
Or water.
Sometimes water, sometimes juice, depending on what we can find. But we always like, well, we should at least get a banana.
Right. All right. So I get the banana at the hotel, and I'm putting.
You got a banana?
Well, it was free for the breakfast.
Psycho.
So I got my almond milk for my shake. I get my banana. I put my backpack in the car. I put my banana in the car on the armrest. So I was like, I need to make sure that I know where it's at so I don't squish in my backpack. And so I get in the car, and the normal thing I do when I get in the car, I put my arm on the armrest so it squished my banana.
Is that what it
Thankfully,
made?
it didn't shoot out the side. I just picked it up, and it was like a flat banana, and I was like, well, I tried. I didn't eat it, obviously, because I was like, I can't.
Nobody ate
I
it.
barely like a banana as it is. I can't eat a squished banana now. It looks weird.
I like bananas. I just forget.
I know.
I don't like banana flavored anything, but I like bananas.
My favorite. I actually don't like bananas, but I love banana flavors.
So we should have both in the house.
No.
Because you get the banana flavored stuff, I eat the bananas.
But all the banana flavor stuff is candy, so I don't actually need that in my life.
Ooh, are you sure?
I'm positive.
There's not banana flavored broccoli?
That'd be disgusting.
Whoa, what happened?
Keep it in my face.
On what?
The microphone.
Why?
I don't know.
You should have got a
I need
3.5,
guard.
a 4.5 hour energy drink instead
Told
of 5.
you. Should have drank the whole thing. Okay, the interesting thing I thought of from the other day. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
The Heathrow closure thing I thought was bananas.
The what?
The Heathrow airport in London yesterday had like
yeah.
there's some kind of fire, and so they had to shut down their operations.
This is your good thing or
it's
just
not a good thing.
stuff?
Just my random thoughts.
Okay.
I'm still in random thoughts, but I just thought it was so interesting how the whole thing had to be closed and flights had to be diverted, and there were so many people who are like, "What about me? What am I gonna do now?" And I'm thinking, what can they do for you? They're on fire. Like, I mean, not that they're on fire. They have no power in the whole building. And I get that you had to be somewhere. I totally understand. But what are they supposed to do? It's not like they just made a choice to like shut everything down. They're out of electricity. I just find it so odd, like the what about me situation, instead of like, man, that really sucks. I hope everything's okay and everybody's okay.
Well,
You know.
yeah.
That was my random thought. Did you see that in Atomis they're doing an R&B running series?
No.
It's in May.
Why isn't this in your?
Because it's not coming up soon. It's in May. I just want to tell you about it so I don't forget.
Okay.
It's a 5K,
This
10K, or a virtual walk.
What? Okay.
I just wanted to tell you.
Keep going.
That was all.
What is it?
I want to do it.
What is it?
It's a run, a 5K, a 10K, or a virtual run. But it's on May 17th, so I don't know if we can do it because that's the first day CJ goes on his senior trip. And I don't know when we're supposed to drop him off. And runs are early. It's from like 8:30 to noon or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he's leaving at like 6 a.m.
That's what I was hoping. I don't know.
Normally, that's what if he's flying, is he flying?
I have no idea. I doubt it because they're just going to LA. They're probably taking the bus.
But it's usually very early.
Yeah. But you want to do it with me?
Do what?
The 5K?
No.
10K?
No.
What if
I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying I don't want to.
Oh, but would you do it with me?
Maybe.
Okay. Because I was
There's
going to
a
buy
difference.
tickets.
You asked, do you want to? And I was
Oh.
like, no,
Will
I
you?
don't. I might.
So if I register you,
See?
it's like you have to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll register us. Register us. Okay, now we can get things.
We already pushed the button.
I know.
Go.
Oh,
I'll do it. I'll do mine first. How many you got?
2.
2. I have 2 also.
Okay.
So, had an impromptu neighborhood conversation. I'm gonna put this as a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get the mail right before we're like about an hour before we're supposed to go live. And I met a new neighbor. It was a because I already know the people that are on the sides of us. But I met the neighbor that's like directly across the street because she was getting mail at the same time. So it started off as like, you know, on the small talk. It was like, "Oh, getting your mail, huh?" And I was like, "Nope,
Just robbing the place."
You know, in my brain, I was just like, "Nope, I'm working at a steel mill." You know, I was just like, "Of course I'm getting my mail." You could see my key in the thing, but you know, it's kind of like, you know, you never watched Dumb and Dumber, did you?
I did. Just didn't
Okay, like when his character, Jim Carrey's character, walked up to two black guys outside of like 7-Eleven,
Mm-hmm.
and they're drinking big gulps, and he just stands there, looks up, and goes, "Big gulps, huh?" Okay, talk to you later, and then you know, it was kind of like one of those things, like they're like, yeah. Stupid, but it wasn't like that. She was just trying to actually have a conversation about our, you know, stealing, the neighborhood, stealing. You know, we've had some issues with people stealing mail, and our community is pretty tight, and we know all each other. And I was like, well, I don't know you,
right?
But I know with these guys. But it was nice to meet her, and so that was. I feel like that's a good thing. You'd be like, oh, I hated it.
I thought you got stolen. I was like, man, this is a long time for him to get the mail.
Yeah, because the mailbox is literally
outside our front door.
Our house is maybe us and the neighbors are like for the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
We are the closest to the mailbox. It's like right. It's
like 30 steps.
Yeah. It's not 30 feet.
No, 30 steps.
30 small steps.
And you were gone for like 5 minutes. And I was like, I should just see if he's okay. And they opened the door and heard you talking to somebody. I was like, nah, he's fine. So I closed the door.
Found a new friend.
Usually what you do. All right. Been a long week. And so my shout out is to Scooter and CJ for being patient with me as usual. And CJ got to take the car to school again, and he did it successfully and came back. Was that your other one?
That was my shout out.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
That was my good thing.
She's a thievery of fun.
He did it. No.
Thievery.
He did it successfully.
Yeah.
And
it worked out quite well.
It did work out well. That was my first shout out.
That's your good thing.
That was my first good thing.
Do you know we've been doing this for like 3 years, right? Are you ever going to actually figure out how this works?
Probably not.
I was like, I have.
Well, you said shout out, and then I said shout out.
No, but here, let's look at it this way. I was like, I'm the left brain guy, right? I'm the more creative side human being. But how come I'm considered the person that has chaos energy, but not really? Like your chaos energy is like throwing.
Who's ever said you have chaos energy?
Oh, me.
Oh, I don't think
Everybody
so.
said.
But I guess in comparison to me, you're very calm.
No, less chaotic.
Yeah.
and then compared to the rest of my family, I have less chaos energy.
Yeah.
But I feel that way. Like yeah, it's like
I felt it. You said shout out. I said shout out. That's where it went wrong.
No, I said that was my shout out.
Right. And so that's why I said shout out.
So, sorry, my fault.
Yeah.
I said a word.
Yeah.
I said a word.
I repeated it, and that's where it went wrong. So
it's totally my fault. My bad. No, I had a really good conversation with Ariel earlier this week. So that was really cool. She's attempting to write a book.
Nice.
Which is pretty rad. So, you know, we might be promoting it on here or get an interview live or something like that. I think once we get
to do
close.
An interview.
Yeah, for sure. And get that out there onto the internetville.
Yeah. I still want to interview her about her marathon.
Okay. Like, I didn't know that.
I told you this. We've talked about it on here.
I don't remember.
Oh.
We say stuff. And I don't remember it.
That's fair.
If you don't write it down.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, no, that was a really good conversation with Ariel. Yeah, it was super fun just to catch up because of the because she listens to the podcast. She doesn't watch it live, but she does listen to it. And I think it was it last week we mentioned competitive talking?
Yes.
Yeah. That was something that I think one of my sisters said to us, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. Said, yeah, we're Hamiltons. We have competitive talking.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, Ariel is very competitive talking, and so am I.
Yes.
So, no, it was really good because it gave her husband a break.
Shout out Tony. I feel
You
you.
know, seriously, it's like,
It's my favorite thing when Ariel calls Scooter. I'm like, woo! That
as soon
means
yeah, you don't have to
have a
absorb that
break.
energy. And then also, Tony can go take a nap or,
Yes.
you know,
I feel it.
play some Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, I get a break.
I'm like, what? Ariel's calling? I get like a good hour and a half.
And I'm like, Ariel's calling. This is going to be great. Like, I'm all excited, you know, whatever.
Oh, man. Well, that's a good thing. Somebody, either me or Becca, we don't know who yet, has been asked to be a panelist at conference coming up, which will be interesting.
Nerd conference.
Nerd
like,
conference.
Not geek conference, but
No.
nerd, like
It's-
straight nerd. Like,
it is a very
accounting, auditing.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Which is good for us. I
Yeah.
feel like it's good for the
Exposure.
industry. We need some younger people who
Younger,
don't always look
you
the
need,
same.
you guys have the trifecta. Like, because I've gone to one, right?
Yeah, two.
Whatever. But all I know is you guys have the trifecta. They need more youth.
Yeah.
They need more vaginas.
Yeah.
And they need more color.
Yes.
Any other color but white.
Right.
So I'm just saying they need those three things.
Yeah.
More because you look around the room and I was like, you stand out like a beacon.
Right.
Like, bring, bring, bring. Everybody else looks like me.
Yeah.
Like everybody's 50 or above and a cis white guy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, it's not
just-
a diverse population.
No, I'm just saying that's everybody else. I think there was one.
Not everyone. There's some women.
Okay.
Some women there.
Okay.
It's like 30 of us. I was
Whatever.
Yeah,
And
that
it's
was
30 of you in the whole country.
Yeah, so Becca doesn't want to because she's like, it's talking in public's not her thing. It's not.
But it is her thing.
No, she
I
likes
think-
talking to people, but not talking in front of a crowd,
Oh.
and that's very
She's
different
afraid she'll get canceled.
skill set. I mean, she may, like, she might just throw some out there. Just kidding. So I think it's gonna be me. So I have to get ripped for May.
Ripped.
Yeah, so I can wear a tank top and be like,
It's not.
be scared.
It's not a. What are we doing?
I'm just
It's
kidding.
not a weightlifting competition.
You don't know.
You're talking to
don't
nerds.
know.
You probably look scary already.
Oh man, I'm just kidding.
I was like, you have braids.
I know.
Like,
Watch
oh.
out. My nose is itchy. Okay, that's a good thing.
I have one more.
Okay.
Also connected a little bit back and forth with some texting with our, could be almost a shout out, but I just say it's a good thing. Willie and V
Yeah.
are closing on a house.
What?
I was waiting to tell you. on here.
Aw.
So they're closing on a house, which is about 40, I think it's like 40 minutes out of Atlanta.
Is that the same area they're already in?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So they're closing on a house, so it's kind of chaotic for him and stuff like that. But I was like, now we have to go visit.
Maybe that's where we're going this year for anniversary instead of New Orleans.
Maybe go to Atlanta.
Yeah, maybe we split it. Maybe do half New Orleans, half Atlanta.
Okay, party.
Can't go to Belize. They won't let you back in.
I was like, you're Canadian, deported. So yeah, well, I just don't risk it.
Darn it. Meet you
So
later.
yeah, William V.
That's
They're
awesome.
and the two littles.
They can't be little anymore.
They're still their littles.
I know, but they
They're
have to be
littles.
like.
Still littles. They're not like 15.
How old is little Willie? Is
Got to be what, 8 now?
he only 8?
10? I don't
I
know.
don't know either. I don't know.
He can't be more than like 10
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
because haven't been married for 10 years.
That's true. You're
So
right.
he's got to be under 10.
It's gotta be like 8. You're right.
So I was like, 8 was a good number.
And Jameson has to be, which is funny. Huh, Jameson.
J-Mo.
J-Mo. Anyways, that's exciting for them.
Yeah, so we got to go visit
Yeah.
and go do some Atlanta brunches.
Well, you already
baby.
told what's his face you're going to Atlanta this year.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I want to. Because the
What was
drive,
that? Yeah.
it's like a how long is the drive? It's only like 3.5 hours to Asheville,
I have no idea.
something like
As
that,
long as you're driving.
from Atlanta or
I
whatever.
don't do
But,
bills.
but I think it's in the same direction as where Willie's buying a place.
Oh,
So
cool.
I feel like it could be a. That's how I kind of was like, let's go do that and go see
Yeah.
Ray's motorcycles.
Yeah.
the Calliope Games.
Yep.
Guy, the founder, him and Nikki.
Yeah.
Go see their.
They invited us. They shouldn't have.
No, because we'll come. We'll show up. But he's like has like multiple motorcycles. I was like, I still got my endorsement, baby.
Does it work in every state? Does it work in wherever you go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Didn't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Hope so.
I know. Yeah. Okay, so remember, this isn't a good thing. It's just another random thought. Remember earlier we were talking about the plastic guy who makes the molding? You guys don't know this?
You were talking about
Yes.
this.
I was thinking game board pieces.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you guys can work together on. I don't know how you make that a business, but that was just my thought.
There are people that do that. There are companies that are like what you're talking about that they make plastic molding. Let's inform the people that are listening. Goodness. She audited a company that does like plastic molding.
Yes.
Right. So those kind of companies here, even in Sacramento, that kind of their side hustle is like game pieces or tiles.
Yeah.
For gaming. And they're just blank. They don't put anything on them. They're just blank.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where you get the stuff to do game testing and that kind of stuff. I bought a bunch of them a few years back for one of our game designers, for Valerie.
I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that stuff means, but I'm gonna be like, look into this. I want your business to succeed. I don't know who you are. I've only met you one time, but I want everyone's business to succeed. Anyways, I wrote that down so I didn't forget it. Just says board game pieces. All right, you want to rant?
Totally remember.
Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week.
I have 3.
Oh my god, it's gonna be. Is it 3 travel ones?
No,
2 travel ones?
I mean that's life. It's not really travel ones. First one.
I used to have one, but
I don't understand when you have to use like a public restroom, and they have that key on a stick, and you have to take the key.
Gross.
I went to
No, it's gross.
I was at a gas station. I was like, I have to use the bathroom. Like, oh, there's the key. And I thought, never mind. I'll pee myself.
Do you know what would be great? It's like, go inside. Here's a quest. I will, if somebody will film this, I will give them $50. All right. If you go into a place like that.
Oh, jeez.
And you go in and the first time you find like it's on a spoon or it's on a thing. And you go, oh, thanks. And you go, oh. No. And you pick it up with your mouth.
That's disgusting.
And then but you don't say thanks yet. You pick it up with your mouth and go, thank you.
No.
And then walk out the door.
That's disgusting.
$50. I would pay somebody
to the first
$50.
person, by the way. He can't be paying a bunch of people.
No. The first person that would send me a video of that,
that's
like
so gross.
That would be hilarious.
I would vomit. That's not funny. That's so gross.
Do you know? Did I ever tell you the story about one of my coworkers? He was I was the manager of the shop, and I think he was assistant manager at that time when we used to do car shows.
Okay.
And the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever tell you about that?
I don't think so.
So,
at least not us. At least not the people who are listening.
So there's a motorcycle we had at the front because we sponsored a motorcycle racer through our company.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you call them, motorcycle racer.
Yeah.
Sure. But we sponsored that person. They had like our logo on the side of the bike and everything. It was pretty cool. So that bike would be sitting at the front of our booth. So we never hired models.
Right.
Right. What we did was me and one other person would go scout out other people's models or people that were like basically had no clothes on to come pose on our bike. For free. Yeah. They would just do it. And we give them stickers or something. They're like, sounds good.
Yeah.
So they'd all get on the bike, lean back, do all the kind of, do all the sexy poses. This is for hot import nights back in the day. So there was a pool going around and I think he end up making like $150 to lick the seat.
Oh, that's gross. How is that worth $150?
I was like, the grossest thing, but come on, he somehow got enough people to like $5 here, $5. He made $150 to just give one big lick.
That's disgusting.
Down the motorcycle seat. Woo!
No.
So, yeah, totally gross. But so I would have never done it, but I think I gave him $5. I was like, he was going to do it anyways. Let's
Yeah.
be real. It was his idea. It's not like somebody came up with this.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, how much would you pay me to lick the seat? And I'm like, nothing. Man,
Nothing.
that's gross. But now that once it got up to like
there's a
$75,
pool?
I'm going,
I can give $5.
I'll put $5 in there.
Disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't. No. No. All right.
Woo.
Number 2. I don't understand gas station etiquette because I feel like it doesn't exist. All right. It's like, it's one of the most annoying things when you're like, okay, I'm here waiting for the pump. And then somebody else is like, no, you're not. And I'm like, I can't be where you are because that would be blocking the aisle. And that would be a dick move. So why would I do that to people? It's mean. But here you are now, like this way when everyone else is going this, it's just people in gas station etiquette, they don't have it.
I don't think people in general, don't have etiquette.
Yeah.
We talked about averages.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just so frustrating.
Think about how smart the average driver is.
Yeah.
The average driver.
Yeah.
We're talking right in the middle, the average. 50% of the people are dumber than that.
Yeah.
So we have to remember, it's like, people don't get it.
Yeah.
So for every, I think, aware or decently intelligent person that we are on this, I feel like we're above that scale. Think about, there's at least 2
Right.
that are below the
Right.
scale to make that average number.
Yeah. It's just frustrating. Just like,
So,
why can't we all just
we have
be
to remember.
kind, be patient? I
No,
know
be
we're
kind is
I'm
not
like
a
we're
thing.
all in a rush. Nobody's like, I mean, I don't say nobody. Most people they're not planning when they're going to the gas station. They're like, crap, I'm running low on gas and I need to get gas.
Do you know there was a clip of somebody, because you tell me to watch the Trevor Noah, because he's a very brilliant person, and then one of his co-hosts, what's her name?
Christina Mbakwe Medina.
Yeah.
Love her name.
She's not just intelligent and grounded, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And has like what?
3
She just
kids.
had her 3rd kid and all that stuff. A clip popped up on my feed. I don't remember which one it was, but it had to do with one of the more recent ones talking about society. And I've said this so often that we complain about our society, and then people don't work together in your community. I don't have a community to work with. And I was like, well, that's you.
Right.
But what are you doing?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, she just talked about this the other day.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was a clip that popped up. Like going, and I was like, yes.
Yeah. She's like, I had to make the realization that how can I expect to have a community if I'm not being part of a community?
Yeah.
Like when's the last time I asked my people around me, how can I help you? Like, what do you need? Let me do something for you. And then expect them to do something for me when I haven't even been there for
Not
them.
even expect it, but then you complain that it's not available.
Right.
Like the community is not there.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
What did you do?
You're part of society and
Right.
you're part of the community.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't exist, maybe, and if it doesn't exist and you see that there's a need for it to exist, well, that's your calling to make it happen.
It's time.
Like, hello.
It is time.
So it was the
Yeah.
same, because I've been preaching that for a long time.
Yeah.
Going like, hey, if you want to complain about society, how about being a better person in society?
Yeah.
And do it that way.
Yep. All right. I have one more rant, but you go because you.
Okay, mine is voicemails.
Okay.
That's
it.
voicemails.
Voicemails.
Yeah. Professional voicemails.
Yeah.
Let's look at it that way. I was like, personal voicemails, if you're like leaving, because I feel like these days people don't leave voicemails personally, they leave voice messages.
Older people leave voicemails.
Oh.
Younger
okay.
people leave voice messages.
Oh, okay.
There's a cutoff, I promise.
I don't like voicemails.
Because my aunts, uncles will leave me voicemails. And then anybody who's like my age or younger will leave voice messages.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just look at it this way. It was like, if you're leaving me a voicemail as a personal level, you usually like, it could be like, dude, I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I want to catch up. Hit me back. Cool. That means let's have a convo.
Right.
Let's, but if you're on a professional level, the idiocy like of calling and say, hey, this is so-and-so, please call me back at this number. That's the end of the voicemail.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. can already see it's you.
Right.
2025. I can see that it's you. I can see the number you're calling me from.
Yeah.
So you're giving me information that's already on my phone.
You're only giving me the information that's on my phone.
Yeah, that's all you're giving me.
Yeah.
You're nothing more.
Yeah.
So if you have, and some of the voicemail was like, I have some questions.
Right.
Call me back. How about, what are the MFing questions?
Yeah.
What are the questions? Because I'm going to call you back.
Right.
Guess what I'm going to do? Leave a voicemail, because you're not going to answer it, because we're both business people, right?
Yes.
So you're not going to answer it. And mine is going to go, I heard you had some questions. Call me back. But I want to say, I see that you have some questions. I'd love to answer them, but you didn't ask me anything.
You should just say, if I'm not able to get to the phone, please leave your questions in the voicemail and then I can get back to you. Sometimes you have to be very specific with people.
I was very specific with this person via email.
Yeah. Oh no.
But it was late. I was like, it was 9 o'clock at night. I'm responding to this thing and saying, hey, I got your voicemail. If you have any questions, please put them in this email and respond here.
Yeah.
They called me again. Hey, I still have some questions. Call me when you get a chance.
I'm telling you. There are some people who are running businesses who have an email because they have to, but they don't use it for its purpose.
They read it.
It doesn't matter.
And responded to it.
It doesn't matter. They don't. It, to me, it's like the text message versus phone call conundrum.
That's a whole different.
It's not.
I feel like that's
it's
a
the
different
thing.
thing.
It's like when someone sends you a text message and instead they call you back instead of responding to your message. It's the same thing. Some people don't want to send emails. They want to talk to you on the phone. It's not they don't see it.
The problem is, if you're a business person and you're doing stuff just on the phone, a lot of deals are going to be lost in translation.
Yeah.
People are going to forget.
Yes.
People are not going to get exactly what you're asking because it's not in print. There's like, oh, I know they asked me about something.
Yes.
It's like, I should call back. What were you asking me about again? So now time is money, right? So now I've gone back and forth for 3 hours when it's literally could have been a 15-minute email.
Right. But that's not how people think.
Okay. Well,
people like phone
they're
calls.
Dumb. They're below average.
Yes. I agree. I'm not saying it's efficient, but I'm saying there are a lot of people
No,
who
they're dumb. They're stupid.
who do not. And also there's a lot of people out there who are still running businesses that are they're very old.
And that's, I get that. I mean, I do get, like, if somebody just wants to have a conversation with you and like feel comfortable and that kind of thing. But to leave a voicemail that says, I have some questions, call me back.
Yeah.
That's insanity to me.
Yeah, I agree. My last rant. Is everyone's life getting really expensive or is it just ours? Because I feel like the cost of everything have just been bananas.
It's almost doubled.
I feel like we make okay money, but I feel like prices and everything is swallowing us whole. I was just telling Becky the other day, I was like, no, our car insurance, I've complained about car insurance on this before. And before when I complained on it, it was less than $1,000. We are now past the $1,000 mark when it comes to, it's a combination of it's just car rental. I think that's it. Car rental. And our rental's $15 a month.
Renter's insurance.
Renter's insurance, sorry. And we have surpassed the $1,000 a month mark. And I find that crazy. I find it crazy.
$12,000 a year.
Yes.
For something that if you use it, it goes up.
Yes. And they were just granted another rate hike allowance of 22%.
Yeah, I thought it was 21, but 22%.
I'm like, I couldn't afford your rate hike you just got in January, let alone you adding another one. Like, and there's no option because so many people have pulled out of insuring in California. There's like 4 people you can get insured by. And then after that, they're like, nah.
I was trying to have that discussion with our new neighbor when we were just discussing stuff, and I was talking about the Kia that we have. Like, nobody else will insure it,
right?
Because it's already been insured under our State Farm.
Yes.
And because I was like, yeah, and our insurance is a lot because they want to steal this car. And she goes, well, have you shopped around, through Costco and I was like,
Costco,
yes.
right?
No, it was like, we do.
Yes.
But nobody in California will insure those cars.
Nope.
So since we already have insurance on it, they
can't
can't
leave it.
just kick it off.
Right.
They can't turn it off legally.
Yeah.
But if we go shopping, they're like, sorry, we can't
Yes.
we can't
Or
insure that car.
$35,000 a year. What do you want?
$35,000 a year.
Which would you like?
Right. It was like I could just buy another car.
Right.
Like no, and
Yeah.
really realistically, there's some vehicles like that. I was like, it almost would be more cost effective to just buy another car.
You know what would be more cost effective? This is what somebody I used to work with did. Her and her husband bought a house in Kansas because they were going to move there anyways. They bought a house in Kansas though, registered all their vehicles in Kansas, drove them to California. Their car insurance was low. It was like, I think it was like $40 a month or something. Their registration was like $80 for every 3 years. And she's like,
Yeah, I think
we have a house here. Why not?
Oregon's like that. I think,
It's
too.
like, so it's
I
cheaper
think.
to buy a house in another state, register your vehicles there, and then just live part-time in California.
Just buy a vacation house
Right.
in a place that has low insurance.
Friggin' psychotic.
Yeah.
And I love California because that's where I'm from, but also F you California because that's psychotic.
That is insane. It's insane.
Ugh, it's just everything.
No,
I won't talk about eggs because obviously everybody knows the price of eggs. But even like electricity right now,
Yeah.
Smud's crazy, gas is crazy. I'm just like, what the flip? How are people doing this?
They're not.
And
They're not.
then the other thing that bugs me is when people get, because like the big thing right now is like student loans. And people were in a lot of like student loan repayment plans. There was like income driven repayment plans. So like if you, whatever you could pay is based on how much you made, which
Right.
to me makes total sense because if I'm not making $45,000 a year, how can I give you $1,000 a month?
Right.
Like it's just not going to happen. And so they've been, if you've been approved for an income driven repayment plan, they're starting to kick people off of those and saying, no, you're going back to a basic repayment plan. And people are like, then I guess that loan's dying with me because I could give you a couple $100s a month. I can't give you $1,000 a month. I won't survive. So I guess I'm dying with this loan because what else am I going to do? And I'm like, literally, what are people saying? And people are like, well, you shouldn't have got the loan then. Again, F you and your mom because what? It's just so frustrating. I understand what you're saying. Don't get loans you can't pay back. But no one's saying I can't pay it back.
No, it's not about not paying it, not being able to pay it back. Is like, it's the goal moves,
Right.
right? It's like, it's not like when we got insurance, we couldn't afford
Right.
insurance, but the goal has moved.
Yes.
Like it just keeps moving.
Yes.
And when it comes to like same with like your student loans and those kind of, when you first got it, the payment plan was like, hey, I can do this.
Yes.
But it keeps changing.
Yes.
Depending on
Who's in office?
who's in office and the different Department of Education,
Mhm.
and it changes. Like
Right.
the mark changes. It's kind of like to me, it's like you're running a 100-meter race, right? And then right at the 99th meter, they go, just kidding, it's 120.
Right.
You're like, okay.
Right.
And you're almost at 120, they go, that's 150.
Right.
Like literally that's what's going on when it comes to insurance, cost of living.
Yeah.
You're like, just when you're like, oh, I'm about to get there, it's like,
Yeah.
nope,
Right.
burp,
Yeah.
22% increase on your insurance.
Right.
What?
Where
Because
do you think
I
that's coming from?
But I didn't use it.
Right.
I didn't use it, didn't do anything, but they had to spend money
Yes.
on covering stuff that was covered under insurance
Yes.
for other people.
Yes.
So we need an emergency 22%
Your
hike.
rate's going up because your neighbor needed to use their insurance.
That's insane.
What?
That's insane.
So can my rate go down because my other neighbor didn't need to use insurance?
Yeah.
Are we going to balance this out somewhere? No.
'Cause I didn't
Just
use it.
checking. Yeah. Just checking.
Yeah.
That's my last rant. It's really hurting my feelings.
Yeah, these are
really hurting my feelings.
yeah, it's not as fun as
Okay, that's all my rant. You have any more rants you want to talk about?
no, I just had voicemail. Like
Okay.
if you have questions, ask me the
That's
question.
the question in the voice.
Remember, because we were talking, what was the other one? Kind of the same rant. But can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Well, that was my question. Like when somebody says, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You just ask them a question.
Right.
So is that the question?
Well, sometimes you want to prep them that a question's about to go down.
But you're saying, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is an actual question. So you're already asking them a question. So it's null and void.
Yeah. From now, I'm just going to be like, hold my beer. You'd be like, what? Blah, blah, blah.
Or it was like, but when you ask a question, it was like, can I ask you a question? You go, yeah. Well, I just did.
Right. I'm gonna say yeah and walk away.
But if you say no, I was like, well, I already did.
Right.
So
Either way, it's
you're a
done.
loser.
Question's gone. All right, you want to what's up in you?
Sure. What's up in your area?
So I only did
Starts now.
I only did Sacramento, guys, because I got busy.
Sacramento?
Yeah. There's a couple things. Ready? Comic-Con. And the lady from what's her name? The one who plays
Apologies.
Mulan, and the one who was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mhm.
What's her name?
When?
Is it May
That's
Wen?
her len- yeah.
May Wen. She's gonna be there. Lisa's gonna try to get signatures, I think. Or
I would love that.
You want a signature or to meet her?
I'd love to meet her.
You want to go to Comic-Con this weekend? Is that what you're saying? We can.
Maybe.
If you really want to. She really gets tickets.
No,
But she's gonna be
I
there.
really do like her. I was like, I know she's like 2 degrees of separation from me. Like a coworker, an ex-coworker of mine and her are like really good friends.
Yeah.
They have been since they were kids.
That's cute.
Yeah. It was somebody I worked with. He was a creative or what they call him. I can't remember.
Oh, at Apple.
At Apple. He was the one that would teach people how to use software and do all that kind of stuff. Steve. And they've known each other forever.
That's cool.
So it's like, yeah.
All right. Other
So
interesting thing that's happening in Sacramento. There's a place that's having a rave. I didn't write down the name because I forgot. But it's an anime-based rave. So they're only going to play anime music. And I thought, man, if you're an anime nerd, that has to be really fun. Like, you're going to hear a song and just gets you pumped up because you're like remembering a fight that happens in the anime. I thought that was cool.
That's pretty dope.
I know. I thought that was kind of nerdy and awesome.
No, I mean, like, I always feel like raves were nerdy.
I mean, yeah.
Like people that get into
I never
like,
went to a rave.
people that get into like porn and get into all that kind of, they're pretty nerdy people.
How did you equate porn and nerds? I mean, porn and raves.
I don't know.
Okay.
Molly, I think it might bring them
kind of
from
anime
rave
watching?
to, hey, they have that too.
concerned.
No, it's,
I'm an
it's
adult.
free. I don't have a subscription. I didn't subscribe.
All right. Do you know who the Linda Lindas are?
Yeah, for sure.
They're gonna be at Goldfields.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
When?
like this weekend.
They're on the same. You remember that?
It's freaking out.
No. Like remember? Okay, do you remember the 10 years pedal, the guitar
Yes.
pedal?
Oh, they're on the same card as
They're
you.
on. Yeah, when the designer of the pedal and the guy who made it would always put me on the baseball card.
Yeah.
Because it's like Scooter Hamilton.
He's a
I was like,
nerd.
he's my guy. He contacted me first on. Yeah, I'm on the same list as like the Lindas are on there.
And I assumed it was the Linda Lindas and not like an off Linda brand because tickets are like $61. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's like a real
No, they're
a real
good.
person event.
They're really good.
Yeah.
No,
They're
they're
gonna be at
really
Goldfields.
good.
this weekend. I want
You
to
know
tell
who
you.
else is coming to Goldfields?
Fever 333.
Fever 333
So
is
if you're
coming.
in Sacramento, when is this?
Insane. Right after Warped Tour.
Yes. You buy tickets yet? No.
No.
We're going.
Are we on?
You're buying us tickets.
Insane.
So my last thing, because I haven't talked about this in a while, Ginger Elizabeth. So she's doing this
We haven't
Easter
been
thing.
there in a minute.
I know, because we haven't
It's been
gone to
like
therapy.
a month. 2 months. That's been months.
It's been months. But so she's doing Easter eggs, and not like your kid Easter eggs. They're like great Easter eggs. I just want to tell you the flavors,
These are
and
not your children's Easter eggs.
you're not sharing these with your kids because they're like also $15 a piece. But the flavors, you ready for this? So in the middle of one, marshmallow and caramel. Number 2, peanut butter praline.
Whoa.
Number 3, Dubai bar.
Oh.
Number 4, Gyeongju cake. I don't know.
Was it?
That one I can't remember. Something like it's like almost like date
I know what you're
like
saying.
and chocolatey and anyways, those are the 4 flavors. And I thought, get in my belly because I want one real bad. Where are you going? Oh, yes, the floss.
Have some on my teeth.
No, we're all like, oh, my YouTube went away. But I really want to go. They just went on sale today. Oh, there I am. I told Becca and Mariah, and I was like, how come nobody is going to get me an egg? And they look big, so I don't think I can eat one. Just kidding. I can eat one by myself. I don't think I should eat one by
But Mariah's
myself.
like 5 hours away, so
Right, but she was supposed to come to town today, so I thought I could talk her in and go pick one up for me.
you could have.
But she wasn't. She
She's not
didn't,
in town.
she didn't come down. So tomorrow, I might have to get up in the
Oh.
morning and go get
Go.
me
Yeah,
go get
yeah.
some Easter eggs. Because they all sound delicious. I can only have like
They
a
don't all
slice
sound
of them.
delicious because some of them you don't know if they are.
We've had I think I'm saying it wrong. Gianju?
Ganji.
Not right. But that cake,
Jumanji.
we've had her version of that cake, and we liked it. So it's that cake flavor in an egg. Anyways, I want it.
In a chocolate egg?
In a chocolate egg.
Dark chocolate?
I don't know.
See,
that's the question, huh?
Yep, that's a big question.
I still want the Dubai Bar one. It sounds delicious. All right. You want to do shout outs and I'll get you a beer?
Shout.
Shout out! Woo!
All right. So I have two of them, but my first one was CJ. We were talking about it earlier. We were talking about him taking the car. I'm trying to do like once a week, if I can, let him use the car. You know, he takes it to school, parks it there, sits there all day. You know, I was like, that's not very efficient. But I was like, if I have nothing that I need to actually do that day, like everything's remote, that day I've been having him do that. And I even told him the first time he did it was 2 weeks ago, something like that. He did I gave him a grade like, hey, that was about 85%. Like, you know, you didn't tell us you went to the store. You did, you know, those kind of things is not with the car. I mean, but he's been very good about that. This last one was yesterday. So it's a win-win for everyone, realistically.
Yes.
Nobody has to get up early in the morning and go do it. But it was like if we have errands to run and that kind of thing, it kind of can get frustrating. But so yesterday he got up early, went there a little early. He didn't even go there that early.
I didn't think so either.
But he told us he was going early, told us why. I say, hey, if you're going to be there, it's like drive to school, park the car, go to school, do the thing. If you want to walk across the street, cool, to the grocery store.
Right.
Don't take the car.
Yeah.
There's no reason to drive across the street because it's literally 0.3 miles.
Right.
You know, you'll spend more time looking for a parking spot than to just walk. But also, and you got to be home by 5 because you're out of school at 4:30. So he was here by 4:50. You know, it just worked out quite well yesterday. So huge shout out to CJ for using the car and doing it respectively, like checking in with us, like, hey, I'm going to school. Hey, I'm at the school. You know, it was like just the normal adult things.
I was excited. So he had messaged me before he put in the group. So he messaged me and said, can I leave school early? I want to hang out with Bella. And I said, yeah, it's cool. That's fine. And then he put in the group chat and was like, can I leave early? I want to hang out with Bella. And I was like, look at you. I didn't have to tell you this time. Because usually I'm like, put in the group chat. And he did anyways. And I was like, good job.
Yeah, because it's like, well, he has some sort of weird disconnect of not putting something in the group chat or telling you. And you're like 500 miles away.
Here. Yeah.
Like, I was like, it does not affect her at all.
Yeah.
It affects me directly.
I was like, can you tell Scooter?
Yeah, I was like, but he also texted me at like 7 a.m. and I was like, 7 a.m. was like, he was like, was his messages yesterday morning was today the day that you said that I could use the car to go? And then his next message is like, ooh, never mind. You put it in the calendar. But I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm putting it in the calendar so that we don't have to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
me up at
kind of like the voicemail stupid thing. It was like, well, because if it's in the calendar, like, and that happened the night before. No, it wasn't the night before. Whatever night he went, was it Tuesday? I don't remember. Whatever night he did the thing down and
the IYT thing. Yeah.
It was on the calendar.
Yeah.
So I just had a discussion with it. I was like, hey, on the calendar, it says 4:30 to 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
I had to reach out to you at 7:05.
Yeah.
Like, well, it ran a little late. I was like, how would I know that?
Right.
You know, it's like, if it's in the calendar at 6:30, just hit me up or go in the calendar.
Extend it.
And extend it out. It's like, it's not over yet. One of those things. It's just communication.
Right.
It's just one of those things of like, and it was one of those things I've said, it was like, you and I have been working on this type of communication since you were in 6th grade.
Right.
Since I homeschooled you. That's 6 years ago.
Yeah.
We've got to get better at this.
Got to do this.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah. All right, my first shout out.
So it is getting better.
Did you see We have a biking community
Juicy?
here, and it's called Jibe, which I think is a really weird
Juicy?
name. Did you see?
Did Juicy?
Did you see? Did you see the Jibe post about the helmets?
No.
So Jibe encourages people in our neighborhood to bike. And so what they did is they worked with the Sikh community who have to wear like the buns on their head to find helmets that are made, they're Sikh helmets. So they fit on top of the kids' buns. I'll show you a picture. Because it's the
Does it look weird?
I think it looks gnarly. I think it looks cool. I'll show you. Look at how cool this is.
I can't just now. That's so cute.
I know. See if you can see this.
So it basically has just a little ball
Yes,
on the
it's
top.
got a little ball.
So that you can actually wear your hair the proper way.
I was like, shout out to Jibe or whoever made these helmets because that is friggin' amazing. A very large Middle Eastern community in its helmets.
And we can't say this, we can't emphasize this enough. Like, we live in a very culturally, financial, whatever,
A very diverse
area.
Yeah.
Like, very diverse. Like, I don't think if I walked outside, it would probably take me almost 10 people to find two that are from the same heritage.
I don't understand the statement.
Oh, what I'm saying is, like, I could walk by 10 people, and it would take me almost 10 people to go, hey, you're the same heritage as number one.
I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It is very diverse.
Yes.
So
I thought that was super cool.
yeah, when we preach on that, well, like, not preach on that, but when we talk about those kind of things, like, hey, this neighborhood is like, it'll take me about 7 people before I see another white guy.
Yeah.
It just will. And it'll take you about 5 or 6 before you see another black person.
Yeah.
But the other people aren't just white.
Right.
You know, you'll see like Filipino, you'll see
Chinese, Japanese, Asian,
Chinese,
Korean.
Japanese, Mexican.
Yep.
You'll see was it Indian?
Yeah.
Indian's a pretty decent one.
Yeah. It's very cool. I like it.
Yeah. So
I thought that was cool. I thought look at
Asian
them like
countries. A lot of Asian countries
I like the representation.
are there. So
All right.
yeah, I think that's really cool because that's a headdress that's part of your, like, not just your religion, but your belief system.
It's
That's
your
just
whole it's
that's
your
how
culture.
it's your culture. That's how you wear your hair,
Right.
whether you believe in whatever, religion you're in. It's like, that's my culture. I wear my hair. It's kind of like, those are not boxer braids. Those are cornrows.
Right.
They're not boxer braids.
All right. How many do you have? Because I have quite a few.
For what?
Shout outs.
Oh, I had the one and they have a second one.
Okay, let me do one more. My shout out is also to Lori. She has there's an Instagram account called The Literate Feed. And it's Scooter's niece Lori, and she's working on her thesis. And so she's doing a lot of like interviews with people. She's doing a lot of things you should really think about when it comes to social media and the information that it's feeding you. Like things you should think about. And so like this week, I think the one I just saw, she was talking about like sourcing what you hear.
Yeah.
And just because you hear something doesn't mean make it true, and like actually do some, I mean, no matter, even if you're like, man, I really back what this says and I believe it, or man, this is total crap and I don't believe it. Either way, like just because you see it online just because it's on social media doesn't make it true. Like look for multiple sources to see if like, oh, you know what, that is actually what happened, or that is true versus, or like, that's not really true at all.
Or
because it happens.
Or don't, because she has a really good, just look into it, because it is really important to see it from other perspectives, because I think she's trying to push the understanding how algorithms work, because if you like guitars and you look at guitar stuff, that's all you're going to see.
Yeah.
You're not going to see the history of building of the Eiffel Tower.
Right.
It's just not going to pop up on your feed. Never.
Yeah.
But if you are into that, that's every third post that you see.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. So remember that if you looked at something and you thought, oh, I agree with that, all you're going to see is stuff that agrees with what you agree with.
Yes.
Which means you're never going to learn.
Right.
Right. So when I look into this happened over this last few days, like some things are going on in our country, in the United States. So instead of looking at our typical CNN or whatever
media outlets, yeah.
MSNBC, whatever, I was like, okay, let me go incognito kind of thing. But it's like, go out there, and it's like I was looking into German news, and I was looking into news that was based out of India, news that was based out of France. You know, just look at like, hey, stop looking in this small little tube of information, because the information's everywhere.
Right.
So it's kind of one of those things. Like, and I think she's doing a good job of at least starting that conversation with a lot of people. She's doing interviews in malls.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, I was like, you need better recording equipment. What are you using? I can send you a microphone. I'm just joking.
No, he's not.
Totally joking.
He's not joking.
I was like, do you want me to send you a cool
He's
mic?
not joking.
I would totally send her one.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, here's what you need, and here's how it's so easy to plug in your
I'm
phone.
surprised you haven't yet.
Well, I don't want to. I'm one of those people that like, I love to help, but sometimes me helping is like too much.
Overbearing.
Yeah, it's too much. It's not about you, bro.
Fair.
So.
But
yeah,
I have totally 3 more shout outs. Sorry. Go ahead.
Mine was my other shout out was Bailey. She's doing more work right now, plus being a mom of 2 babies. So I have to give her a huge shout out for not just powering through and doing these things, but she's also like a beacon of light when she's in the room. So huge shout out to her for not, and it's not fake. She's not faking it till you make it. She's like, this sucks.
Right.
This is hard. You know, she's not, but she still has not just a positive attitude, because not always does she have a positive attitude, but she has a real attitude towards things, and she's such a pleasure if you get to hang out and be in the same room as this human being.
He's gonna cry.
You are privileged.
Yeah.
You are experiencing something that most people don't get to experience. So huge shout out to Bailey being the beacon.
Oh, that was nice.
I could go on, but I was gonna choke.
I'm gonna keep going.
Gonna choke on something.
It's okay. I'll fly through mine. Mariah's going through finals. Shout out to Mariah. You got this. We believe in you. They're not easy. We understand.
Finals.
And so this is my travel one for the week. Shout out to the airport runners who aren't really runners in real life, and they get like, this sounds terrible, but they get like a quarter of their way, and they're like, they start walking, and I'm like, if you just would have walked faster, you probably would have made it. But now you're so tired, you can't keep going.
I want to see somebody pull a hamstring. That's all I want to see.
There was a lady, and I felt so bad because you could tell she was already flustered, and she had attempted running, and I don't think she's had to run since she was a kid. And she looked so defeated, and I was like, she's gonna. And then she pulled over, and I thought, if you just would have walked a little faster than you normally walk, you would have been okay. But at this point, you're not gonna make your gait now. Like, it's over. And I laughed because she wasn't and I saw employees who were also running who don't run, and I thought, why are you doing this to yourself?
But at least the employees know, and I'd say employees in an airport do a lot of walking.
Yes.
So there's at least that.
Yes.
Right? My end of the evening palate cleanse, before I go to sleep. Last night I didn't do it. That's probably why I didn't sleep well. No joke. But I'm watching videos of people falling.
Yeah.
Sliding, or people getting on a zip line and they can't hold themselves up. I was like, you're 350 pounds.
Right.
And you're round.
Yeah.
Like, science will tell you those little baby hands
are
not going to hold you up. And I love seeing it because everybody's like, oh my gosh, what happened? I was like, a lot of bad decisions happened up until this point, and now we're making a really big bad decision. No, I just feel like there's certain people that shouldn't be doing certain things, and it's always like the parents doing like a race,
Right. Why do
like,
parents race?
and 4 of them fall down.
Yes.
I was like, because you're wider than you are tall.
And you haven't ran since
No,
you
you
were
haven't-
like 15.
No, you haven't ran since before your 750th bag of chips. Like you just haven't. And I'm not saying I'm like this amazing in shape
Right.
person, but I was like, I know my limits, bro.
Right.
If I get up and ran 100 yards, I'm taking the next 3 days off of life, because I know I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
Now you want me to lift something heavy a few times, like I'll just bounce right back.
Right. That's funny.
But it's kind of, that's kind of my palate cleanse there. But I was
Yeah.
like, that's the same thing.
I know. This makes me laugh. All right, my last one. Shout out to the astronauts who finally got to come home because I was thinking this has to be the biggest workers' comp claim. You sent me to work for 8 days and you left me there for 9 months. I would be like, I'm not going back to work for the rest of my life,
No, they don't
and
have
you're
to.
going to
I'm sure
cover
they
my
don't.
life.
I mean, if they have to go back to work at any time the rest of their lives without getting paid, that's insane.
I would be like, I'm fine. And I know maybe, and again, this is like an American culture to be like, I'm not happy. You should take care of me, but I'm not happy. This to
That's
me,
not about not being happy.
you
That's
left you. I got stuck in space for 9 months. That's crazy,
I mean, not like I got just stuck in Lodi.
right?
I got stuck in.
With the same person that I don't barely even know.
That was a good. I made a really good joke right there.
I know
I
the
don't
song.
know people.
It wasn't.
Nobody don't get the
No.
reference.
I don't know. You would die first off. 9 months in a closing space with somebody you barely know. You'd
And
be like,
cameras on me.
yeah.
I'm out.
Right.
I was like, you're watching me poop? Well, it's for safety
Woo!
reasons. Like, well,
But shout out to them for making it back home. Exciting.
that's insane.
I'd be pissed, but yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm not coming back. I've quit, so have a good one. Oh gosh. Anyways, that was my last shout out.
Yeah, good for them.
Do you have
All right.
any entertainments this week?
I do.
Okay.
I have 3.
Let's go.
Do you have anything?
I have 3. I
Then-
think our TV one's gonna be the same.
no.
I have 2 TV ones and a music.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 TVs and a music also.
Okay, so I finally got to finish Moana 2.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Have you seen the first? You've seen the first Moana?
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched the second Moana, first half on the plane, and then I tried to watch it at home, and it wasn't free, so I was mad.
Yeah, it wasn't released.
So they finally just released it, and I finished it, and I was like, "This is so good." I really enjoyed it.
I almost cried the other day watching the trailer for freaking the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
I almost cried.
yeah,
I was like, well, the original movie was so good.
I know.
And the live action looks just as
It
good.
looks really good. We're gonna have
like
to watch
just
it.
as good for. I mean, the storyline's going to be exactly the same,
Right.
but actors are good.
I know. I'm excited.
I don't even know
for it.
who they are.
Me either. That's the best part. And thank you so much for using actually people who look like they're islanders.
They look from Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's Hawaiian based.
It is. I just gonna say islander because I don't know if they're Hawaiian.
I thought it was. I know, but isn't the story based in Hawaii?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm like 99% sure it's based in Hawaii.
Because I was like, oh.
But I don't know they're Hawaiian.
Because
So I'm just
also
gonna say islander.
Moana's based Samoan Islands.
I think she's also Hawaiian, isn't she?
I thought that was a Samoan.
You might be right. No, because Maui is Hawaiian.
Oh, so it's based in Hawaii?
I think it is based in
Oh, I
Hawaii.
thought it
I
was Samoan.
think they both are. I feel like I don't know, islander. And that's the whole point of the movie of the second one. She's bringing all the islands together. That's her goal.
Aw.
Because the islands got separated by a different god who didn't want the people to be together. And that's her. She's reuniting the islands.
As Hug would say, puny god.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It was awesome. I recommend it. Putting it out there.
Yeah.
It's not Moana 1. If you think it's going to be that and you're like, Moana 1 was better. It's not Moana 1. I want to tell you guys. It's Moana 2.
That's
A lot of people do that. And they're like, well, the second one compared to the first one. No. It's Moana.
It's its own movie.
It's number 2.
like, why are you, but again, why are you comparing it?
Yeah.
Like, did you like it? Yes. Then move on. But I like Moana 1 better. I was
Then
like,
keep
well,
watching
then
Moana 1.
watch that one more than you watched the second one.
But man,
Like,
when the
who cares?
grandma came out,
The Spirit.
the spirit grandma.
Because I kind of saw it in my peripherals when you were watching. I was like, why are
Oh,
you hanging out with a ghost?
it's a grandma.
I didn't.
It's a lot. I teared up a couple times.
All right,
And
mine
then when I
aren't
by
as
myself,
cool
I
as yours.
bawled. Continue.
No, not continue. I didn't even start.
Well, I cut you off. That's why I meant continue.
Oh, no, I got nothing. You want me to go on to my?
Yeah.
Oh. So I started watching Dead City.
What's that?
It's a new Walking Dead series
Oh,
because
okay.
I've been off the Walking Dead
Yeah, for years.
thing. Yeah, because I was like once because I was a comic book reader.
Yeah.
You know, I was a Walking Dead comic book reader, and then after it kind of went on its own little how do I want to say Chicago Med journey or something. It went on this weird
Dick Wolf journey.
It kind of did. It went on this weird soap opera Law and Order type. I don't know if just the acting got worse, the writing got worse. I don't know. So I was like, I'm kind of I'm watching the same thing over and over.
Right.
But this one came out because it has two characters in it that were kind of some key characters from the original.
Okay.
And now they're kind of not teaming up, but they are kind of teaming up.
Who is it?
It's Negan.
Okay.
And what's her name?
Is she on?
No, it's the girl that Negan like bashed her husband's head in.
Is it the thin, tall chick with brown hair?
It's kind of short hair.
Yeah. But she's white?
No, I think she's white, but I think she's Australian. Is
Yeah,
she Australian?
Yeah.
I
mean, I feel like she's tall. I feel like she's tall in the show anyways.
Maybe. But I was like, but
They team together?
Negan's the guy who like beat her husband.
I didn't like that. That's the thing is when I stopped watching it.
No, I loved that moment. But it was about a year or so later.
Yeah.
Then I was like, everything kind of like.
No, I gave up
Not
then.
as fun. Well,
I liked him and I didn't like that they killed him.
Okay, but that's the whole. Here's a something that I have to say. I was like, if something emotionally disturbs you because a show or a movie puts it out there, that means they did it well.
I agree.
That's what I look at. I was like, that means they did it well.
Yeah.
If you were like, that's not believable, or that was boring,
yeah,
then I'd move on. But yeah, it was. So they're teaming up because somebody like took her son, her and the other guy. Her son got taken, and she knows that this dude can actually do it, but he's in a different stage in his life.
Is he nicer now?
He's in the forgiveness.
F him.
Right.
He already killed a bunch of people.
But he's in this stage of like, I did what I did to protect my people.
Right.
Which is realistic if you look at it.
Which they all did.
It's all perspective.
Right.
Right? It's all perspective.
Yeah.
So it was very cool. I watched it. That's why I stayed up so late, because I was like, oh, there's multiple episodes.
You always did late.
Yeah, so it was bad. So that's one. I think it's gonna be something I'm gonna be into.
Okay.
Because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because they're going into where'd they go? Boston? No.
Boston?
It was in New York.
Staten Island.
I don't remember. Maybe it's Boston. I don't know. But they go into a city.
Yeah.
So, that's not something you do in a zombie apocalypse.
Right. It's the worst place to go.
It's full of zombies.
Yeah.
Like, because people live there. So it's very enjoyable.
Nice.
That's one. I have another show, but I have to tinkle.
Oh, okay. You want me to keep going? My next one is probably going to take from Scooter. We haven't started watching it yet, but Last One Laughing, not laughing out loud. Last One Laughing is coming back to Amazon Prime, and it's based in the UK, and it has a bunch of the UK comedians that we love. It has Richard Iowati's going to be in it, and I don't remember who else because Scooter had a whole list. But I'm very excited to watch that. If you've never seen it, they put a bunch of comedians in a room, and I think it's for like 18 hours or something crazy. And you have to try to make each other laugh. And if you laugh or like smile, you're out. And so it's literally the last one laughing is the one who wins the game. And then all the money just goes to charity. It's like you're playing just for charity. But it's very funny. Sometimes it gets a little like, that's a lot. We've given up on a few of them because they do them for like, they had US, I think they had Irish, I think they had, what else they haven't? There was someone else. So they do it all over the place. But I think we've only finished like 2. They had Australia. They finished like 2 because sometimes it gets really raunchy and it's like a bit much for me. and I'm like, I don't know, it's actually not that funny anymore. But we're really excited to watch the London UK version that just came out. The other thing, Amanda Seyfried. Oh, he's back. I mean, that's like most people.
On the LOL? On LOL, on the last one laughing?
I don't know.
Okay, what's
he in? Give me something.
8 out of 10 cats. He was also, I think he played.
The guy who always looks like a Neanderthal.
Yeah, is it John? Yeah, because you have John Richardson, who's not on actually which bums me out about last one laugh, but I think he's going through a divorce.
Yeah. Joe
Wilkinson,
or Wilkerson. We're not sure.
Yeah,
but Joe.
Some of my favorite human beings to watch on TV as just being funny.
He's not gonna make it.
No,
he's gonna
totally. No, he doesn't laugh at anything.
He laughs at himself all the time.
He laughs at himself.
That's what I'm saying.
But he always has the straight dumb character.
Yes.
Like there's other people.
He finds himself so funny.
I'm telling you that between him being in the same room to make each other laugh as Richard Ayoade and him in the same room trying to make each other laugh is going to destroy me.
Because that would be your downfall. You'd make yourself laugh. You would do something that you think is funny and no one else does. You'd be like,
did you just see that? I was like, you're out. No, sorry. But I was just like, I missed that because I was tinkling, but I heard it. I was like, I'm so excited. It's out now.
Yeah, we're going to watch episode tonight.
Okay, we have 1,000 other things to do, but to watch.
Okay, I was like, all right.
But no,
the show.
But they have like, if you like comedy at all, they have like
that's what I was saying.
12 of these.
Yeah. But I was saying we've only finished like 2 countries.
Yeah, because of like some of us like I have no idea who these people are.
South Africa? Was that the one we laughed at? Was it a South African one?
Yeah, that was hosted by
Trevor Noah. Yeah. We finished that one.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And this one's hosted by Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
Like one of the best roasting comeback minds in comedy that exist across the planet right now is Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
Across the planet. Like he is 100% top level when it comes to roasting and digs and comebacks.
Yeah.
Everybody else is a distant second.
He's very fun.
In my brain.
All right. You know Amanda Seyfried. She's from Mean Girls.
No.
She's blonde.
Cool.
Anyways, she's in a show that just came out on Peacock, and it's like a cop show. I started watching it, but I didn't want to watch it by myself. I didn't want to watch it when I was in a hotel by myself because the place I was staying already looked like people got murdered there because it was so dark, and I was like, I don't want to watch this and leave my room to go get a beer by myself. So when I went down to get a beer, I'm like, so when this door opens, I'm gonna anticipate someone's outside of it.
I do that every time.
Always aware. I do too. Unfortunately,
that's why I almost punch you every time I come. No, I do when I come out of the bathroom. If you're standing right there,
that's why I always stand by the door.
I was like,
not within arm's length. Last one. I've been listening to Ren Money Game Part 2.
Oh,
if you
is this the music?
Yeah.
So Ren, the UK guy.
Yes, I think it's Ren Gill because that's what my thing always tells me.
Oh, I didn't know. He just goes by Ren.
Yeah, but if you say Ren if you ask her to play Ren, it's the most random thing in the world. You'd be very specific. But specifically, there's a song called Money Game Part 2.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter where you're at in life, which part of whatever political side you believe in. The song is exactly what life is, especially like right now. I highly recommend listening to it and actually listening to what he's saying. It's so good. I said to my siblings, I was like, if you don't understand, this is actually with the life we're living right now. And I think he made it like a minute ago. It's been a while.
But he's in the UK.
Right.
So, I mean, how do I say? What we're going through right now is not new historically.
Right.
Let's just look at it that way.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing I think people need to remember and understand. It doesn't matter which side of whatever fence that you want to be on. Realistically, no one's looking out for you. So when you like listen to that song and realize, if you think in your head, man, that is totally about the people that's happening right now, And if you don't think, man, this is about the people that I've backed before, then you are delusional, because it is about everybody who has ever run for anything, who wants to do the good for the betterment of the people. Anyways, great song. Highly recommend listening to it.
I'm very happy for you because
I've heard it before.
No, but I'm very happy because he had a live. I was talking about a live performance he did. He just released like a 47-minute the actual live performance, unedited.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh no, that one of my favorite UK artists.
Yeah. He's great.
For sure.
Yeah.
1000%.
Super good. All right, that's my last one. You can go to yours tonight.
Well, I have a TV. My other one is Everybody's Live.
Oh, yeah.
Is back. It's something that Sarah did not enjoy, which is totally fine. It's John Mulaney, which I know there's some people that are on the fence about that too, ever since like he went to rehab and now he's not clean funny. I was like, okay. I enjoy the guy. I enjoy the presence that he brings. His comedy's not my favorite, but he's still brings a lot of fun and kind of realism to his comedy and his special. So he did Everybody's in LA last like 6 months ago, and it's because there's a lot of comedy. There's like a comedy festival going on. So he's like, hey, while that's happening, let's go live. So now he has this Everybody's Live. He does it on Wednesdays. He's doing it. I think there's only like 12 of them he's gonna do, as long as Netflix keeps funding it. Very enjoyable. He brings on celebrities, but he also brings on like local experts in the whatever topic they're talking about. So one topic was lending people money. That was one of them. And I can't remember what the other one was. But very funny. It's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific, because he's doing it in LA. So Everybody's Live. To me, it's very enjoyable because you can tell it's live. Like if something goes wrong, they just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But they had the first night they had on their Cypress Hill. Amazing. That was our first musical guest. And it was awesome. Because Cypress Hill has not been giving F's since 1988. Let's be real. And I think they were kids.
Yeah.
They were like teenagers when they started. So that was extremely fun. Music wise, and it keeps popping up on my feed. That's probably because I checked them out at one point, because they're going to be they're at Warped Tour. Nova Twins.
Okay.
A bass player, and then a guitar player and a vocalist. And they have a drummer.
I look at the beginning of a joke. Walked into a bar.
They did. It's just different. It's alternative music, punk, rap, singing, effects, and they do it live. Like I've seen their live videos of their live performances, but they do it live with pedals and samples and it was like, and it's so good. Like she can actually really sing. The bass player does the cool little sound effects with her guitar. I'm like, come on. And they, like it'll go, but it's all the note things and on a pedal and through the thing. And then they got this white guy in the back playing drums. But they keep popping up. They were even on the talk show that we watch sometimes from the UK.
Oh, not Graham Norton.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's his name?
Because
we watch his. They were like only a few months ago. They were the musical guest on there.
What is his show?
I don't know. He's also on the other stuff.
I know. I'm terrible with names. Anyways.
But so Nova Twins, we're going to see them live.
Cool. Maybe
Warped Tour, right?
I don't know.
Is it Nova Twins Warped Tour, or are they at
Aftershock?
One of the two.
I don't say who we're gonna go see until I see the schedule.
That's true.
Then I will say who we're going to see.
That is so true.
Because if they're interfering with somebody I want to see, we're not seeing Nova Twins. I mean, we could split up. You do what you want. I'll meet you at the lockers.
Relax.
Just saying.
I hear you. Relax.
All right, do you want entertainment?
No, those are my entertainment. It was
Okay.
Dead City, Everybody's Live, and Noah Twins for
Nice.
music.
You want to do some advisements?
I guess so.
Advise me not. So you can tell everybody your answer.
Yeah.
Hey, Ham, you want another shot?
Yeah. Yeah. Cringy face. Advise me not.
What are we talking about?
There was a cool conversation that I had with an old buddy of mine over a beer. We met the other day, and for some reason we started talking, and we just, I don't know if it's a real term, but we started really talking about anchor points in our life, like our anchor points. So anchor points, I talked to you a little bit about it. It's like, what do you feel an anchor point? Don't give me an example, but a definition of what you think an anchor point is to you.
I feel like you should give the definition because it was your idea.
Okay.
But let's drink this first.
All right. Slunchava with some JMO.
Salud.
Pause. That was awful.
What's wrong with you? Why do you drink it then?
No, I didn't swallow the whole thing, so it's burning my throat.
That's a pause, but all right.
I didn't swallow the whole thing. Pause.
Continue.
Anchor points. It's it could be good for you, it could be bad for you, whatever, but it's always relative. It's kind of one of those things that brings you back to, it's kind of like going back to home base.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it helps you center yourself so that you can actually really perform in the things that you need to get done.
So when you were explaining to me, so I'll jump off that. I felt like it was like, and it could be wrong, but the way I interpret it, in times of chaos and madness, how do you bring yourself back to, or what are the things that bring yourself back to like symbiosis, basically?
Yeah,
or like
your anchor point.
Yeah.
Like when you get too far, and I think that's where the anchor point came from, was like when you get too far from
home base.
Your port.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it almost.
Ships.
Yeah, let's talk about ships.
Ships.
If you go too far from your port, things get a little bit less, what do I say? They get more confusing.
Mm-hmm.
They get less comforting. You're out of your comfort zone a little too much because you're so far from your home port. And then you're coming back to the port, and then you anchor at like a place that not a common, but a known, a consistent place that you've come back to multiple times, so you can kind of go
Take a breath.
and go forward. That's kind of the physical part of it, but it's like emotionally, it's kind of like if you are going, it's like sleeping in your own bed. Like, I mean, even if you love to travel,
there's nothing like sleeping in your own bed.
Yeah, and it's not even if your bed's uncomfortable, which ours is.
Ours is terrible.
But there's something about coming home,
Yeah.
And even if you're only spending 24 hours there's something about, this is my home base.
Yeah.
This is my
This is my zen.
this is my echo that knows my voice.
Right.
You know, I don't have to relearn where the light switches are.
Right.
There's something
My
about
plugs work.
Yeah, there's something I know where all my stuff is.
Right.
You know, my clothes are here, my closet's here. So that I can go out and do that again.
Right.
And we're talking about anchor points in a emotional, socially, what people would consider their anchor points.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be good for you. It could be a freaking chocolate bar.
Mine's baked goods. We talked about this. There's something about when there's chaos ensuing that if somebody, and it can't be a random cupcake because I've tried, if somebody gives me a really good, delicious baked good, and not candy because I'm not that big of a fan of candy, but somebody gives me a really good baked good, it just calms me so much. And it probably because it puts me into a diabetic coma, but it just makes me be like, okay, I can move forward right now. This was delicious, and I understand life now. I understand why we're here. It's baked
She's
goods.
kind of like a well-trained German Shepherd.
I am.
If you
Give
give her
me
the
a
right
treat.
treats, if you get the right treats,
Yes.
not just treats,
Right.
the right treats and a little bit of attention,
Yes.
not a lot,
Not a lot.
but the right treats. I was
Mhm.
like, you came home with your 5 hour energy
Yes.
and your little biscuits.
My little biscuit.
We're sitting. I mean, I
my
think that's
favorite.
going to become a thing for our podcast night.
Right.
I didn't go to Sprouts, otherwise you would have had a truffle.
Yeah.
But I didn't even go there this week. Did I?
No.
I don't think I did. So it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
Like
I do love a good treat, and I'm not because there's
we're
some
talking
people. It's very specific.
no, she's very specific about what her treats are. Like a good one shot of tequila
Oh,
or a cordial or whatever. It's like doesn't have
good
to be
tequila.
Yeah, but doesn't
Let's
it's
be
not like a whole
specific here.
half a bottle.
No.
We're talking like one good cordial
Yeah.
of tequila, of a
Yeah.
good tequila. And she's like,
I'm
that's all
good.
I needed.
Yeah.
The rest of the night she'll drink bubbly water.
Yeah.
She's happy with that. Or one good cupcake.
Oh,
Not 7.
no.
I was like, only one. I just need one good one.
Yes.
If it's a crappy one,
I won't eat it.
I hate my life.
Yeah.
She
Someone gave
hates
me a
her life.
free muffin. I took a bite, put it in the trash. It wasn't good.
You didn't put it in the trash. You left it on the counter until it turned to a rock.
Same thing.
No, I put it in the trash. I had like a bite out of it and it just sat there and turned to like a hockey puck.
Because I thought maybe I will
Maybe
like
it'll
it.
get better.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
as
know
it
why.
gets stiffer and drier, it's gonna get better.
But my thing is, like, again, in Scooter's right, I won't sit down. It's like, it's not a binge thing.
Can you rewind that? Can you start?
Scooter is correct. I won't
No, he said
sit,
Scooter's right.
whatever. I won't sit down and eat like a dozen cupcakes because that's not enjoyable to me. Like eating multiple sweet treats isn't good for me. I have a container of ice cream that's like this big. I just take like 2 spoonfuls at a time, and that's my treat, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Because that part but I will do it every single day. That's the issue. But it's just like I won't sit down and just eat a container of ice cream, but I will have a scoop of ice cream every single day. And when I say scoop, I literally mean like
A scoop.
a teaspoon,
Well,
like
a tablespoon.
right,
Not
like
a
2
teaspoon.
tablespoons of ice cream, and then I'm like, that's enough. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
sometimes I just want the thing that tastes really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not a salty treat person very much. I like pretzels. Like I found pretzels that I like, but it's not like I don't need that every day. But I do like something that just triggers this tastes really good, and I want to sit down and enjoy it and then move on for my day.
That's one of your anchor points right
Yeah.
there.
Food.
Well, not,
Good food.
Yeah, good food. Good
Yeah.
to you food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am picky about food. Most of the time.
Consumables, something when it comes to like food and stuff, a good fancy beer.
Yeah. You do like a good fancy beer.
It hard alcohol, I don't, as long as it doesn't give me a headache, I'll have a mixed drink and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a whiskey snob, I'm not a bourbon snob, I'm not a tequila snob, not even a vodka snob.
Yeah.
As long as it's like above headache vodka or
Above the
above
plastic
headache.
bottles.
Yeah, it's like as long as it's not going to make me sick.
Yeah.
Mostly in my head. I'm good. But when it comes to like a fancy beer, and when I say, because my dad always called it preppy beers.
Yeah.
Since I was in my 20s, every time I would come over to his house and visit him, I'd bring my own beer because I'm not gonna drink Milwaukee's Best.
Why? You don't want water with a little bit of pee?
No, because then I'm literally pissing myself the whole night, and I'm not even like, I'm not even
I'm enjoying it.
There's
You're
no
drinking-
buzz.
Right.
like you could drink 30 of them and you're like, and I just have to pee 30 times. So a fancy beer, and I was like, and it's kind of the same thing with a cupcake. Like right now, the beer that I'm drinking it's
Okay.
okay.
Right.
I'm like, but to other people, it's probably really fancy.
Right.
Right. Because it's not cheap.
Right.
And I mean, it's a 6.8%. It's from a craft
Localish.
brewer.
Yeah.
You know, all this kind of thing, but it's not a fan. To me, it's not
Yeah.
it's not the cupcake that
Right.
you're talking
Yeah.
about. So that would be when it comes to something I consume. That's my thing.
Yeah.
It really, really is. When it comes to something consumable, even like steaks and that kind of stuff, that's not really an anchor point.
Yeah.
It's nice,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't need that. I just need protein.
Right.
Give me some protein and I'm good. But a good anchor point is like, hey, I'm gonna go out and hang out with my friends. That's gonna be my next kind of segue. But and have a well above average beer.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I would say non-consumable, I'm with you, is like a like if sitting down to have a conversation with like either my sisters or Valerie or Aria is one of those things that just and I know in my life when I haven't had a conversation or sit down with one of them. Because I talk to Becca frequently. I don't get to talk to Naomi. I don't talk to Naomi a ton. I don't have a conversation with Aria and Valerie that often. We text, but not like a sit down conversation. Right. So when I get to sit down and have a conversation with any of those 4 people, it brings me so much back to reality because there's moments where I get to cry, I get to laugh, I get to have joy, sadness, I get to have all the emotions that I want. And being able to sit down with any of them and sit down and have a conversation and just talk about life is one of my biggest anchor points. And it's just not super frequent.
Someday you'll be able to do that with me.
I talk to you about everything.
After you cry. You never cry with me.
That's
You
not
just
true.
talk about, you're like, I cried with my
want...
sisters, not with you.
Okay, first of all, I actually, here's a crazy thing. I don't think I've ever cried with my sisters. I've cried more with Valerie and Aria than I've cried with anybody,
Nice.
I think. Yeah. I think every time I talk to Valerie, I end up crying.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Because they do that. Her and John do this really annoying thing where they give me whiskey and then they say, how's it going? And I say, that's not fair. Let me get some more whiskey. And then I talk about how life's
Never
going.
when I'm there, though.
Well, because when you're there, okay, here's the other interesting thing about me and Scooter's dynamics is that when Scooter's there, it's like the talking Olympics. And so I'm like, you see them less than I do. And so I'm like, have your moment. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. But when it's
piss off John if you want.
Right. But sometimes when I go, John's only up for like 30 minutes. And so then me and Valerie are sitting up talking, drinking whiskey and gin and just talking about life. And so she'll ask me something and then I'll be like, I haven't actually sat and thought about this for very long. And then she asks me a question and I'm like, now I'm crying because I think the last time I was there was when you and Scooter had that, or you and CJ had that thing. And I was like, when the whole car situation.
I called him a little bitch.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last time I had seen her in person. And I'm just like, it's just a lot right now, Valerie. And I'm pretty sure I cried because I swear every time I see her and we talk about life, I just cry. But she is one of my people for sure who, like, if I sit down and have a conversation with her, I feel like, okay, I can go back and go do life. Okay, and I assume it doesn't have to be said, but it's going to be said. Obviously, you're one of those people.
No.
Because I could tell you anything.
Don't say that for my sake, because I was like, I agree with you. Like, you purging makes you a more efficient human being.
Yeah.
When it comes, and I'm not talking like just at work. I'm just like more efficient. Like,
right.
You care about, you can hear more stuff. You're like, yeah, it's fine. We go on and stuff. It's like, instead of going,
give me a minute. Hold on.
I'm like, it's been 3 hours. How many minutes do you need? So yeah. Because I want to not piggyback.
I want to piggy that one.
I want to piggy that one. Because mine says partner conversation.
Yeah.
Or / stimulating conversation.
Yeah.
I like that. I like stimulating conversation.
Yes.
Like somebody who's going to challenge me.
Yeah.
And not be just a dumbass.
Right.
Or not just disagree with me just because, well, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, well, why doesn't it make any sense? Like stimulating conversation. Somebody that's going to challenge me and have something, not just say I disagree with you.
Yes.
But go, this is why I disagree with you.
Yes.
And they go here and here and here and here. I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
I'm into it. You are that person for me 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Because most people, I feel like they're pretty much idiots. No, because they have nothing to back their they have nothing to back their opinion.
Yeah.
There's like, that's just the way it is. I was like, no, that's not just the way it is.
Right.
Like, whatever your belief system is it didn't happen 24 hours ago.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, give me some, what are you talking about? What
Yeah.
do you, well, that's just what I've read. I was like, read where?
Right.
Like, what
Who
do you,
said it?
Yeah, I was like, and it'd say, people are saying, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Who are people?
who are these people?
Yeah.
I was like, that's all I'm saying. I was like,
Yeah.
give me something.
So bringing up Trevor, no, he sounds, you guys are so similar. I feel like you guys could be friends. But one of his things is the same thing. He's like, I love people around me who disagree with what I say.
Same.
But, and also not just disagree, but they have like, here's the reasons why I disagree. And he's like, at the end of the conversation, I may change my mind or I may not change my mind. But otherwise, we've had a really good conversation about like life and things
And we're
and
still
whatever
like
it is.
best friends.
Yes. Yes.
Like I that's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like I find him to be one of my good friends, and that's Will.
Yeah.
Right? Will is he disagrees.
Redhead Will.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Will, and there's Willie.
I'm just saying for the people.
Okay. So he lives here locally.
Yeah.
He disagrees with me on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even like what's good beer.
Right.
And I'm like, you're an idiot. And he's like, no, you're an idiot.
Right.
Now, I don't think we would say those things, but we don't think the other person is an idiot.
Yeah.
It's because he has a different perspective than I do on a lot of things.
Yes.
He's ex-military, but yeah, he's a much softer human being than he was, but he still feels like he's a powder keg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, me too. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm a powder keg for different reasons.
You are.
You know, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And so I consider him somebody that we disagree with, not a lot, but enough to where we can have a conversation to go, here's where my sources are and here's why I think this way.
Yeah.
And I still go, it still doesn't.
Right.
Or it was like, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Either way, my other, he was my best man at my wedding, Willie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm
Maybe
wrong
it's like
to
Will's.
Like I was married
Willie's.
I was married to Chris's forever. I dated Chris's for years.
It's weird.
Not Chris's, but like Chrissy's. Like not the male version.
Two
I've
Christinas.
never dated a dude. Maybe I
Married, you
should.
married two Christinas. You're already married.
Oh, that's a good point.
I thought
So
flip.
no, but like him, you know, Willie, that was like our first interaction was him going, all right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap. Like he has a completely different perspective on things than I do.
Yeah.
Which I agree and disagree all at the same time.
Yeah.
Roberto was one of my good friends that was like that. Jim is another friend of mine that was like, we don't see 100% eye to eye, but we respect where we're coming from.
Yeah.
So I have those things. And same with you. It's like you have some ideologies that you and I don't 100% agree on.
Right.
But we can at least see where the other person's coming from.
Yes.
And I think that makes you a better person.
I agree.
So and again, it's like, what's Lori's Instagram?
It is the literate feed.
The literate feed. That's another thing. It was like, realistically, are you pooling from other sources to really understand what you don't know?
Yeah.
Because the age-old thing, and I know it's cliche, but you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah.
So the thirst for knowing more should not just be in how do I make a better cupcake or a better beer, but it should be how do I make a better person in myself?
Yeah. Yep.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
So, partner conversation.
Yeah.
Stimulating conversation. That was one.
Okay. My other one is physical activity. I haven't been doing as much as I want to.
Oh, you're talking about working out. Mine says sex.
Okay.
I
was like, so it walks and exercise, but sure, we can same page.
I feel like it's the same.
There's something about
Intimacy.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
there's something intimate about working out too.
Yeah. But there's something about when
Depends on how you're working out.
it's been chaotic. And even if there's some of the small things, I'm like, I'm going to take the stairs. I'm on the 5th floor and I don't care and I'm going to take the stairs because there's something about just the movement and like, because you have to focus on one thing instead of the 18 million things that are going on in your head. When you're in an elevator, you can literally check your phone and do the things and do all the things and everything's going. But when you're on the stairs, I mean, for me anyways, I can't do more than the stairs because I will fall up
you can
the stairs.
check your phone and carry your bag, but then you become an AFV video. Like, let's be real.
Right. So there's something about taking the moment to just do that thing where, like, and for me, it's either walking or it's exercising where there's nothing else that can happen in that moment. And I'm not concerned. I'm not worried at that moment about what work is or what Scooter and CJ need or what the girls need. Right. It's literally just, this is my moment to just reset and to think about, I actually enjoy this. Why don't I do this more? And then a week goes by and then I do it again. I think, why don't I do this more? But there's something about exercising and walking that just brings me back to like, you love this. Why aren't you doing this more? Why aren't you coming back to this point?
So yeah, anchor point. I think more humans have an anchor point when it comes to taking care of themselves physically and just physically. And that, well, I'm trying to think, like, is it something else? But no, physically, like drinking enough water, consuming the right types of foods, moving the way that makes you feel good afterwards, those kind of things. That's why I mean physically. It's like, yes, my journey of therapy helped me understand that if I don't exercise some sort of way, or don't hydrate the right way, then I'm a dick.
Yeah. Yes.
No, just I just am. Yeah. I feel lethargic. I feel tired. I feel just bitter and angry. I hate myself. But I was like, I just have to do some.
Right.
Just some.
More than zero.
Yeah, more than zero.
Right.
And so I feel like that's been kind of my mantra over the last like 2 months. I was like, I don't work out a ton, but I was like, I do like what 60 curls every other day or something. And then, I do some pull-ups. I do some squats. I don't do a ton. I mean, look at my gut. Obviously, I don't do a ton. But I was like, having, like, my arms have gotten bigger.
Is he measuring them?
I have.
You want to tell everybody what you got?
16. Mm-hmm. I have 16-inch biceps, 16-inch arms, right? And that's not a joke. And that's unflexed. I was like, woo. So
I think I do too, but only if I let my fat hang.
Mine don't. I have nothing that hangs right now. The only thing that hangs on my arm is a muscle. You've always had like really sexy.
It's that
arms.
backpack. I think this one's not as nice. This one is my backpack arm. Well, my backpack's like 35 pounds.
She's got Dora. She thanks Dora.
I have anime arms. I do a lot of these movements here. My shoulders are massive.
You do what movements there? Pause.
This one.
Oh, okay.
I drive.
Drive what?
A car.
Oh. Your logo looks like a long penis.
Where is mine's in the gutter, sir. Mine is in the gutter.
That's my next anchor point is sex.
Continue.
What are you getting?
A water. Do you want another beer?
Yeah. In a different glass, please. Well, it still has beer in it. What? I don't know what's happening. But I feel like I need you here for this conversation. No, you won't. Let's just, I wrote down sex, but I was like, intimacy. Intimacy, even with yourself. Like, I don't know if she's going to hear all this stuff, but it's like being comfortable with yourself sexually and being comfortable with your partner sexually. Because I feel like we have had those those lengths of time where we don't physically hook up or have sex or whatever you want to say, like make out or you know, like the intimate parts. And we have found over the years that the longer the gaps are, the less we communicate well. We have a tendency to not see it from the other person's perspective as easily as when we are being intimate more often. So that, I mean,
I agree with that.
that's just something we've learned. It's like, if we're having sex more frequently, we have more understanding of the other person. We listen to the other person before we talk over them.
Right.
That's just something we've learned.
Yeah.
Like, I don't talk at you
Right.
as much. You don't talk at me as much. If we hooked up, if we had sex the night before, the next day, we ain't talking at each other.
Right.
The next day.
Yeah.
We're still doing all the other stuff. We're going to work. We're making coffee. We're having dinner. We're traveling. We're doing all this stuff. But we're just not like going, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Brr, 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 shut up. This is what I'm saying. I was like, why? I don't know why that is. I don't know what the science is. I don't care what it is.
Right.
But, and it's one of those things, if you have a partner and you're not being intimate with them as frequently as you want to be, your demeanor changes.
Yes.
So remember that. And the longer you wait, the harder it is to
Come back together.
come back to it.
Yeah.
Like, if you waited 2 days, you're like, okay, well, we can wait one more day. I can wait one more day.
Yeah.
And now it's been like 3 weeks.
Right.
Things are not going to go well
Yeah.
if you have a basic conversation about dishes.
Right. And if you do and you realize, why are we upset about dishes?
It's because we haven't
Right.
pumped or we haven't been naked together
Yeah.
and intimate.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing.
Yes.
Is with your partner, like, and with yourself. Like, being comfortable with yourself too. I feel like there's some self-love in there, that kind of thing too. It's like, you got to have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wrote sex, but that's what I really meant about it. It's very, very, very true. Like, you're so exposed.
Yeah.
What
Do you
like,
think anchor points change with your life? Or do you think,
Yeah, for sure.
have yours always stayed about the same?
maybe I gotta pee. But yeah, I think the idea of them have been the same, but the thing, how do I say?
The anchor point itself, do you think it's changed? It's changed as you've aged?
Yeah, I mean, at 12 years old, I probably wasn't going.
But you probably weren't even thinking
I wasn't
about
fancy beer.
You probably weren't thinking about anchor points at 12 either.
No, but nobody was.
Yeah.
No, nobody is. They're like, I like that. Do it.
Yeah.
But I think the anchor point does change because, again, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So I feel like your anchor points are what they are. And then those, as you learn new things, it's like, you don't know if you love being on a boat or hate being on a boat before you're on a boat.
That's why I booked us a cruise.
No.
Wait, don't go
I'm
pee.
going pee.
Did you want to do more of this conversation? Do you want me to start explaining that game?
Explain the game.
Okay. I didn't book us a
No.
cruise. I know you hate it. I want to.
You don't have to explain the game. I was like, if you don't want to do it tonight.
I mean, you're going pee, so what else are we doing? I'll explain it real quick and then
You need a camera.
is it the top? Large cam.
There you go.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with our conversation. I want to show you this game real quick. I'm going to do my best at a bonus round. All right. So this game is called Finding Calm. I think it's going to looks pretty good. And we talked about it a little bit last week, and it's by Rabble Game. I really enjoy this game. I will say it's one of the things, and I will say this right now. If you're not into like affirmations, if you're not into like self-awareness, if you're not into like meditation, thoughtfulness, if you're not into any of that stuff, you're probably not going to like it. If you're on the cusp of like, I don't know if I like it, I highly recommend trying it out because you just don't know. My favorite thing about the game is that it can go into whichever like realm you want it to go into. You kind of get to decide that. And like the last time I played, I ended up with a card that made me write down 3 affirmations that I like about myself. And so it is that kind of like mental health game of like, when was actually the last time you thought about what you like about yourself? And I just read my affirmations that I wrote down like last week, and I was like, I do like those things about myself, and I'm glad I wrote them down. So the way that this works is you have these stack of cards, and if you're a non-tarot card person, I'm just gonna say cards, they have a tarot-y card feel, but there's nothing about predicting your life. There's nothing about that kind of thing if you're like not into tarot cards.
What do you feel?
He's back.
Did you give a rundown of who it's from and all that?
Yes.
Kind of stuff? Okay. So if you're interested in this, we also have like a short interview on our page.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that?
I did not. Go ahead.
It's on, if you're watching this on YouTube, which you probably are, because I think that's the only thing I put it on now. We do have a video where we interviewed one of the creators of the game and the publisher of the game in Philadelphia. So please check that out. Amazing human being. A human being that does actually give a crap about people.
Yes, he's very nice.
Yeah, he's one of the sweetest human beings I've seen in the business in a long time.
Yeah.
So please check that out. But yeah, it's the concept of this game is to me, the way I understand the concept of this game is to get you to do something to create more good, positive things in your life.
Yeah.
So it gives you like a motivation to do something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like reading something as like you're flipping in a page is like, today, you should go out there and pet a dog.
Right.
Or, just like, oh, okay, I have a goal today that's not financial or business or relation. It was just like, this is about me.
It's like it's the game that reminds you that it's okay to be a little bit selfish.
Yes, and do a little bit,
do something for yourself.
Yeah, and nothing like crazy.
No,
it doesn't say.
And we'll read one.
It doesn't say go buy a freaking.
It doesn't.
Yacht.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, go.
Think
about this.
Write down 3 things about yourself that you like. Yeah, that's what I want you to do today.
So it's really cool.
Okay, so this is how it goes. You start off with your middle card. We have the arrow. So there's suns and moons on the card. And the next card that we flip over, there's suns on either side. So like this one is a great one to do. So the sun makes us flip over the card that's adjacent to it, whichever side it lands on. So we're going to flip this card over.
Does that make sense?
Next.
The moon doesn't do anything.
The moon doesn't do anything.
The sun lets you flip over the card that it's pointing towards. The concept of the whole game is by time you're done to only have 1 card flipped up.
I find it very difficult to only have 1 card, but I'll show you what happens
if concept,
you don't. Yeah, and you're building a 3x3 grid. That's what you're trying to do. I'm gonna actually do it this time. This is great. Look at me.
Why is your 3x3 grid so far over here?
I don't know. It's just how it works.
Okay, because that's where the box is supposed to go. But
it's fine. I took the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did you take the box out of the frame?
I don't know. Oh, you're ruining my game. Ooh. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can stack cards. So like this one, I'm going to get rid of the arrow here.
Yeah, you can play it on top of other cards.
And you can also move cards. So if you want to be like I want to move the journey card, I'm going to get rid of this card here. And I'm going to move the journey card. They move it to here.
So you discarded a card so you can move a card.
Correct. You have to do it before you see it. So now I'm going to do this one. The journey's gone. I have 1 more card.
Or you have something you can discard.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
You have 2 cards exposed.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So what that means is you have an option. You can still try to get to just one card showing, or you can be like, all the spots are filled so you can end the game. And you can choose which one of these cards you want to look at what's going on. I'm going to choose the Guardian, right? So that has this book that tells you, you look up where the Guardian's at in the bottom row, and then you do whatever the affirmation says. So let me go to the directions here. Almost. Okay, I found it. All right, so the Guardian is on... What does the Guardian look like? It's a guy standing 68. Yeah. So we're going to go with the Guardian, and we're going to go to the Guardian on the bottom row. 68, Guardian, bottom. Okay, so what it says is, set your course on effort. As you work on any project, and a lot of people do this in the morning. So either do it in the morning, do it whenever you want, but here's what it says. As you work on any projects today, whether personal or professional, challenge unproductive negative thoughts that arise. Telling yourself, I have no idea what I'm doing, only discourages you. Instead, redirect your energy towards realistic thoughts based on what is within your control. Try to focus on effort you'll put into the project rather than the outcome. For example, say to yourself, I'll do my best to tackle this project and address any problems as they come up. Remember, facts over fear, focus on what you can fix. I can't tell you. I feel like I needed this 2 days ago. Because you
didn't play the game.
I didn't. I should have. So
because you forgot to take it with you.
I did. You're correct. I had a day, but I feel like I did this, but I still needed it. I had a day the other day where I had 4 appointments, and the first 3, nobody was there at number 1. They forgot. Nobody was there at number 2. They forgot and blamed me. Somebody was there at number 3. Nobody was there at number 4. They forgot. And it was one of those days where I'm like, F today. I'm done. And it was 11 a.m. So I thought a whole day to finish. And I thought, anchor point. You got this. It's going to be fine. It's just a morning. It's going to be totally fine. It's one of those things of like, I can't fix this. There's nothing I can do about what's happening right now. So what am I going to do to move forward? Why am I going to let my attitude change and like ruin the rest of everyone else I have to talk to today's day because 3 people messed up my morning? Like, it's one of I think that's...
And the 3 people just, how do I say it? They didn't mess up your morning. They were inconsiderate.
Correct.
Just in general.
And the funny thing is like, even because I've played this, I've done this probably like 3 or 4 times, and every time I do whatever the book says, even because they're mostly like small things you can think about.
Things.
Yeah.
They're little things that can. That's something that the concept of this game is like the things that it's asking you to do.
Yes.
Are not grandiose.
No, they're asking you to go run a mile.
But the outcome, could be so grandiose.
Yes.
Like, it changes so much because here's the way I look at it. I was like, when you're talking about what you're saying of what did it want you to do?
Facts over fear, focus on what you can fix.
Okay. So let's just whittle it down to that. Those 3 people, they didn't live by that. Right?
Yep.
So realistically, and you don't know where those 3 people were coming from.
No.
They could have had a death in the family. They could have been in a car accident. They could just be a dick.
Right.
Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Right? So trying to figure that out is exhausting for you.
Yes.
And you can't change that.
Correct.
But sometimes you need a reminder.
Yes.
To tell you, I can't change that.
Yes.
What I can change is how I react to that and how I do my next thing.
Yes.
Right? But that little thing in this book with finding calm will help you do that.
Yes.
And I think that's where I haven't played this by myself, even though I wanted to, but I wanted to wait to hear.
Yeah.
To do this together.
Yeah. I've done it a couple times.
Let's do it again.
Okay. You want to play as a team?
Let's do it. Let's do it. If you could deal it this way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Deal it so that it's a little bit more visually pleasing.
Long arms, but not that long. Can you help me?
What would you like me to help you with?
To hand me that card, obviously.
There you go.
I will.
A little closer.
What's it called? Gambit you.
I'll gambit.
In the forehead. Gambit. All right.
All right.
Let me shuffle. So you're going to tell me where you want them to go.
Oh, I was just saying, bottom of the screen, top of the screen.
No, I
Just
know.
Start the.
Yeah, that's
No, but it's like if you could start the middle card like there.
yeah. I meant.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. All right, you got the mirror. Where would you
So
like
the mirror is in the middle.
next card? Where'd you like?
I do
You
like
have the compass.
Oh, let me look at the things on the end. So, yeah, put that on the bottom middle.
Okay.
That'll flip the mirror because I do like the compass. I don't even know what it means.
You have the
It's a
bouquet.
very pretty card. The bouquet.
The bouquet.
The bouquet. The bouquet. Cramp.
Yeah. It's not really gonna help you right now.
Can you put it on a card that's already face down?
You can. Is that what you like to do?
I'd like to put that in the middle right there.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Arrow.
I'd like to put that on the middle left. Yep. There you go. And it flips that card.
Okay.
The arrow looks
The
cool
journey.
too. The journey.
Bottom left.
Why?
The flips her.
I want to flip her. I like her.
You
Trying
don't
to-
even know what it does.
I like her. And that's okay.
Okay.
All right, let's flip her. Bottom left. See, I was coerced. Already.
The coin.
But I do like the arrow a lot too. Oh, dang it.
You lose the arrow.
Shoot. Yeah, let's just go top left.
Okay, flip the
Flip
arrow.
the arrow.
You got the lighthouse. I know. Well, you can get rid of it
Oh,
right now.
lighthouse is nice.
You want to get rid of the coin?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get rid of the coin.
Yeah. Let's get rid of that one.
All right. You go with where you are. You want to move anybody? You want to give up a card to move?
What you can flip something to somewhere?
You
You
can.
say move it to somewhere.
Correct. I can give up this top card to move one of these.
Yeah.
Okay, who you gonna move?
Discard it,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to move the journey to the top left.
Up right.
Top left.
Why do we bring? Oh, okay. I got you.
Because I want to flip that
Yeah.
card.
Okay. You got rid of the sunlight. Which is a
Oh
crazy
no,
card.
that's a
I know.
great one.
You flipping him?
Yeah, that flips that one.
Oh, you got to flip that one too.
I forgot about those kind of flips.
All right, you got the guardian. He's not gonna do anything
Um,
for you right now.
What?
He's got one moon. One sun. He's at the bottom.
You can't do anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. Screw's not great at this game. I'm just kidding.
This is a finding calm game. Why are you making it
I'm
aggressive?
just kidding. What do you want to do with the guardian? Where do you want him to go?
Bottom right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't ask. Do you want to move anybody?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to move the journey card
Okay.
to the middle right.
I don't know what that is, so go ahead.
The journey
Mm-hmm.
to there.
Here?
Yeah, so it flips
Okay.
that card.
All right. Now what would you like to do?
I would like
You know what I realized
To
we just
move-
did wrong?
what?
It's only supposed to be adjacent.
What do you mean?
You're not supposed to move the cards adjacently.
What do you mean adjacently?
So he's only supposed to move like here or here,
Oh,
not like wherever we want. That was my bad.
Well, then reverse it.
Okay.
We'll
was my
play.
bad.
You want to start over?
Yeah, let's start over. Sorry,
Let's
guys.
start over.
That was my bad. I totally said that wrong.
No, that's fine.
I was realizing as I was playing, I was like, no,
we're
you
gonna
can't.
we're gonna leave this in.
I never move cards.
We're
Scooter
gonna-
always moves cards.
Yeah,
I would just take them as I get them. Okay, let's try one more time.
we're gonna do that. We're gonna leave that in
I still find
hey,
it calming.
I think it's fun.
I still enjoy this.
I'm enjoying this game a lot.
Okay, you ready?
I don't think there's a game that I've played by Rabble Games or Rabble Game.
Yeah.
That I have not enjoyed.
All right, you got the Guardian.
Um.
Ooh, you ready for this one? You got the Flame. Where do you want him? Here?
Yeah.
Or you can go over there. Or you can go down there.
Go to the bottom middle. Because the moon's on the bottom.
You got Sunlight. Oh,
Dang it.
the other big one. You can go on either side though.
That's gonna flip the flame.
Yes. You want to keep the
I
flame.
kind of like the
You
flame.
can put it over here. You
Okay,
put
let's
anywhere
do
where it's
that.
not
Let's
touching.
put it right there.
Okay.
It's not touching.
The
Where's
breeze.
that one? Haha, the breeze. Oh, see, sunlight should have been top left. The
You want it-
breeze.
Okay,
No, that's
it's too late. Gotta live with your consequences.
too late.
We don't want the breeze.
The breeze is the top middle.
Okay.
What's
You
this?
got the arrow.
Okay, let me look at the. There we go. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Top left.
Top left. All right. Get
Yeah.
rid of the breeze.
Flip that card.
Okay. Now you got the journey. Ooh, journey's a rough one.
Middle right.
All right. All right. So no one goes.
Hold on.
You want to move somebody?
Maybe.
Okay. Adjacent only.
I get it.
Okay.
I'm gonna move the sunlight
Okay.
one over to the left.
All right. Do you lose that one?
Yeah.
Flip the arrow and then
the
flip
arrow.
this guy.
Oh man. That I forgot. Does that activate this or
Yes. I don't know. We're gonna say yes. No, we're gonna say no because it's not a chain.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Next. What do you want to do now?
Totally probably playing this game wrong.
I don't think we are.
We're enjoying
But again,
it.
I never move anything. It's just you. I would just play as I flip them.
Well,
You want to flip on it? You want to move somebody?
I want to.
You got this.
I want to move it.
You're gonna move.
The sun. Oh, I can't move sunlight to the middle.
No.
Um.
You can move the flame and get rid of the journey.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You gave up the compass.
That's fine.
Okay. Got rid of the journey. All right.
Hold on.
What do you want to do now? He's gonna keep moving the flame until you keep the flame. That's what I feel like he's trying to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
He's
the
like
flame.
finding a win to the game.
No, I just like the flame until I find another card. Like I'm torn. No, not the. Oh,
Oh.
it could have been gone there, but I was gonna go up.
You want to go up?
I was gonna.
Okay.
And then it still flips that one.
You got rid of the lighthouse.
That's fine.
All right. Next. You want to move somebody or play?
I want to move the flame to the middle.
Okay. Give up the baker.
It also flips that one. There we go.
All right. Jeez Louise. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got the staircase.
Holy cool, man. We are gonna put that.
You want to get rid of the journey or you want to keep the
top
journey?
right.
Top right.
Yeah, right there.
Are you sure?
Oh no, I'm not.
Bottom or
Bottom right.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Next one. You got the mirror.
The mirror.
Put him by himself so he doesn't touch anybody. Bottom left. Or you can put him, yeah, bottom left, the one he doesn't affect anybody.
Yeah, bottom left.
Okay. You ready? You want to flip somebody? You want to move somebody? Move the staircase. You'll only end up with one card. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
but it flips my flame.
You will lose the flame.
Do like the mirror. So let's move the staircase.
You'll lose the mirror.
What do you mean?
If you move. Oh, you want to move up here.
Yeah.
Okay. You got rid of the lunar
Move it
cycle.
up.
You lose him.
Okay.
Ready? Or you want to move somebody else? Nobody else really makes sense, I guess.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nothing to move.
All right. Got the bouquet.
Bouquet.
You
Bouquet.
lose the staircase.
Yeah, let's do that. Flip that.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Last card. You got the coin.
Uh-oh.
Coin's a rough one. He's going to flip. Wherever he goes, he's flipping somebody. You can lose the mirror. You can gain one in the middle. You can lose the...
just lose the
bouquet.
bouquet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
So who do you want to end up with?
The mirror.
You want the mirror. Mirror
The
bottom.
on the bottom row, baby.
All right. A mirror. Page 60. Bottom row. Linking emotions to thoughts. Your thoughts influence your feelings influence your actions create the life that you live. Teachings of Lao Tzu. So, yes, I say that name.
Lao Tzu.
Lao Tzu. Pay close attention to your emotional state today, especially when you experience strong feelings, whether positive or negative. When that happens, try to connect your thoughts with your emotions. For example, did thinking I will never succeed make you feel frustrated while thinking I did a good job create a sense of pride? Our thoughts significantly influence our feelings, so try to identify any recurring thought patterns you often experience.
This is beautiful.
It really is. It's the moment of like, God, you're right, I do that crap. I do need to do something
But it's
different.
also like, instead of just flipping over an affirmation, like you get to like do this.
Yeah.
And this is so I have to say, I had a really good time playing this game.
I like this.
This is
game.
one of my I will probably play this every morning.
I need to remember to pack a copy when I travel.
Well, we need to order more.
Oh, with someone we have?
Well, it's the
Oh, that's right.
thank you,
Thanks,
Rabble
George.
Game. Thank you, George. And I can't remember the person that actually sent it. I apologize. But thank you for sending us this copy as a promotional.
Yeah.
So we love this.
Yes.
I love this. Like a lot.
Yeah. I'm excited to learn what like the little the box. But there's like extra cards that do certain things that have like words on them that like, okay, well if you move this card, then you do this thing. And like so there's as the more you play, it like builds and grows with you to do certain like other things that you do.
Yeah, there's more cards to this
Yeah.
than just this. There's 2 more packages.
3.
3.
Yeah.
3 more packages.
Yes.
You know? Thank you so much for bringing this into our lives and creating this Rabble Game.
Yeah.
This has been really fun.
I have a question.
Let's go. You
Can I
want
ask
to
you
do
a
something
question?
else?
Well, it's late, but did you want to do a quick
We
your
can do whatever
opinion's
you
wrong?
want. We can do whatever you want.
Okay, we're gonna do
So we're gonna make sure that this is an isolated video.
Yes.
I'll put this out so that if we did screw it up, we still
tell
had
us.
a good time.
Yeah, we did.
But if we did screw it up, comment on it.
Yeah. Like,
Razz
you can't
us.
do that. Yeah.
Be mean about it.
I think the funny thing
Because
is,
the more mean you are about this, you need to buy this game.
that's you need it. I really think that even on playing the game, even if you do it wrong, as long as you end up at the end with like either one card or all your cards are gone, and then you do what the book says, I think that's the point of the game, right? Like,
yeah, I think even if you screw it up,
yeah,
you're still gonna read something
Yes.
that makes sense that anybody could do,
right.
just to
I
make
think
your life
that's
better.
the point, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is the point.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Finding Calm.
Yes.
Check it out. You can actually buy this now.
Where?
Rabblegame.com.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be
Nice
in
shirt.
Barnes and Noble.
Oh, that's good.
Those kind of things. I mean, I know they were distributing in there. But watch our previous video with George Lee. He talks about it. He's a very enthusiastic kind of guy when it comes to what's going on in here. Gets you a little bit more rundown, but go to rabblegame.com.
Yes.
And order yours like now. And their whole library. There's nothing in their library. I can say this with confidence. There's nothing in their library that I would not play. Everything in their library is super fun, super social, super engaging.
If you have a group
Just
of people that
pretty,
you like
too.
and you haven't played a Rabble game as a group, you're missing out.
Because
Because every time we bring one, everyone's like, "What was that game we just played?" I'm like, "Rabble."
that happened to me. Like, what was it? Right before we went to the Northwest.
Yeah.
Like my daughter Bailey called me and she goes, and it's like,
How do you play this game
She
again?
could have looked up the rules.
Right.
But she called her dad and goes, so I have my all friends over here and we're going to play Rabble. Like, what were the rules again? I was like, I got you. I was like,
It's so fun.
I was like, even that social aspect was like, she's calling me instead of just looking up the rules. I was like, that's what these are all about. Like a good base, playing something out there in the wild with people, being social.
Yes.
We are literally, I was talking to my team today about, we were talking about promoting a game per month at our events, and Valerie, one of our game designers and our lead educator, she said anything from Rabble Game.
Yeah.
She goes,
They're
anything
fun.
from Rabble Game.
Yeah.
That's what she goes. Anything from Rabble Game.
Yes.
I was like, yes, you're absolutely
I think
right.
the first time if we do one out at the tap room, we need to bring the little gloves and play Rabble.
That's a whole nother spin, though. That's a whole nother spin. All right. Let's
right,
get
real
back
quick.
to
Let's end
regular programming.
Your opinion's wrong. You ready for this? I'm gonna say this. I have two. Number one.
What? About what? Your opinion is
your
wrong.
opinion's wrong.
Okay.
Wings are overrated, and they're not good. Sorry. Doesn't make any sense. There's like 2 bites of meat. You're just eating fat. Like, what's the flipping point of a wing? And then you can't be like, I like boneless wings. So that's just chicken nuggets. So you don't actually like wings. You like chunks of chicken with like breading and sauce on it. Wings are overrated. You heard it here first.
Okay. So.
Go ahead.
Are you ready for this?
Continue.
There's a company that literally just got purchased for many, many millions of dollars by investors.
Okay.
And one of the hosts and creators of the show just got purchased.
Okay.
For millions and millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the show is?
Hot
What's
ones.
the way they do? Yeah. They eat hot wings.
Cool.
All I'm saying is
Wings are friggin' overrated.
all I'm saying, there's no
Did you know?
there's a
when you
value
go-
to them that's so like
But why? There's no meat on them. You're eating fat and like 2 bites of meat.
do you like ribs?
Sometimes
Um,
I like meaty ribs. I don't like the ones that are full of fat. But also, it's so much work to get the 2 bites of meat off of this wing, and you pay so much money for wings.
It's a to me
You get a steak for the same
to
cost.
me, it's a finger food that creates social interaction.
Nobody
I
wants
think
to have a conversation eating wings.
But they do.
You shouldn't. You look ridiculous.
But they do. Because where do they serve wings?
Bars.
Bars, taverns.
Yeah.
They're
Sports
like
places.
And it could even be like realistically, they could be not so great wings, but you're still going to eat them because they're hot.
I will not eat
And then
wings.
I understand that, but like you don't like having a conversation, period. So
That's true.
I was like, I'll just sit in the corner and
I did.
eat my broccoli. No,
Cauliflower,
sorry.
first off.
I was like, my spicy
Broccoli.
cauliflower.
My cauliflower wings,
Yummy.
also not a thing.
Cauliflower steak.
Psychotic.
Um,
You ready for my next one?
no, I was
Oh,
like,
you want to fight
this
this
the
one
whole
too?
thing. Like,
I had
is this
two, I
the
told
point of
you.
this, though? The point is, wings are a social gathering. There's something about wings that throughout, I don't know if it's a culture thing, I don't know what it is, but there's something about wings that it becomes a social gathering in our culture. For
But
some
you'll
reason.
order wings at our house.
What?
You'll order wings and eat them here. That's not
Yeah.
social.
Totally
Who are you
social.
talking to?
You.
About how much wings are terrible?
No, I'm talking to you how good they are, and you're talking to me how bad they are. Plus, like, you're the only person in our social circle that doesn't like wings.
That's true.
The only person. So the only person that's being left out of this social circle is you.
That's
so
true.
Is that sounds like the whole thing with hot wings, like wings being overrated, is a you problem.
It's not.
It's not a cultural problem.
You guys have lost your minds.
It's a
You're
you
paying
problem.
a crap ton of money for wings for fat. You're just
It's not
eating
a crap.
fat.
It's not
You're
a crap
eating
ton
fat
of
and
money
sauce.
if it's a good anchor point.
It's not. I'm just
If it
kidding.
reboots you and you become a better person because you had 6 wings.
But you don't.
I-
Because you eat the wings and you're like, I go for some beef jerky now.
That's called being fat and living in America.
America. All right, here's my second one. You ready? Buckle up, people. Salt and pepper
Click, click.
are not spices. They're basics. If you only put salt and pepper on your food, you haven't seasoned it.
Wow.
You did the friggin' basics. There are a million spices that exist in this planet, and if you only use salt and pepper, you actually haven't spiced anything. You use a little bit of salt and pepper. Like breathing. It's like breathing and drinking water.
Wow.
Sorry. If you believe salt and
Don't say
pepper is
sorry,
the only
just-
thing that should go on your food, you've lost your minds, and those aren't real spices.
I feel like you don't believe in what you're saying
Why?
because you said sorry.
Honestly, sorry, everything. It's just who I am.
You're not Canadian.
I apologize for life. I'm British.
You're not even British.
I am in my core.
You don't know where you're from.
Hello. South Shields.
Just
Don't put that out there. That's where I'm from. South Shields.
Oh,
Hello.
sound a little biky there.
But yes, I'm sorry. That's a thing. And if you're from a family who's only used salt and pepper, I have a rude awakening for you. Go to the store. go to the
It depends
baking
where you're
aisle.
from, though. If
No.
you're from the Midwest, they don't have.
Yes, they do.
They don't have cumin.
Yes, they do. Go to any store. I
Oh,
guarantee you, just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You go in your baking aisle and all
if
you see
nobody's
is salt.
buying it, they don't put it on
They
the shelf.
have, I promise
Have you ever been to an IGA in Montana?
No, but I promise you there's more than
Okay.
salt and pepper.
Yeah, maybe cinnamon sticks.
They probably have oregano.
They
at
have
the
marshmallows and cinnamon
minimum.
sticks.
Shoot, use cinnamon sticks. Have you used cinnamon sticks in like actual meat? It's delicious.
No, I agree with you. But
Star of anise. Throw some things in there, guys.
But I'm also one of those. It depends on the food itself.
No.
So if it's steak, if you're having a really good cut of steak, if you're going too far off of the salt and pepper route, if you're like doing some rosemary, thyme,
Yes.
not seasoning it with it, but it's cooked with it, those kind of things, and some butter and those. But if you get a little too,
Yeah, I don't think steak needs smoked
it doesn't-
paprika and lots
Well,
of garlic
because-
and stuff on it.
because a certain amount of salt in certain meals will not just enhance the food, but it will draw the taste out of the food.
Yes.
It like pulls it out. Same
But
with
you
pepper.
understand salt is not a seasoning. I'm sorry, it's not.
I mean,
Your food should have more than salt and pepper. Open your taste
not
buds.
everything.
Yeah. Even
boy-
eggs.
I don't put anything on my eggs, but like, no, I don't want to say anything on my eggs, but like a boiled egg, I just eat it. Like,
But have you even
what-
tried?
Yeah, I used to put salt and pepper on it. And then I decided like, it's fine by itself.
Sorry, I got it. I'm sorry. If you only think two things you have in your cabinet right now are salt and pepper, and that's what you use for every single meal,
You're a
you're
loser.
missing out on life.
I mean, I do agree with that 1,000% because
I think we only have like 17 seasons right now, and I feel like that's not enough.
no, there's not enough. We're out of quite a few
Yeah.
things.
It makes me sad.
Like I don't think we have enough ginger. in our
Agreed.
house.
We don't have enough
We don't
ginger right
have
now.
enough turmeric in our house.
Turmeric's hard. I think that's the main reason. Turmeric's really hard
But I
because
mean,
we don't eat enough. We don't do enough foods that match with
Right.
turmeric.
But I was just, I
Because we're
don't
not
think
putting
we
turmeric
I
on
don't-
steak.
There's certain things that what's the other one? Oregano.
I agree.
I love oregano.
I don't think we carry enough basil.
True.
Basil, oregano. That's what I'm saying. There's so many things, and we have. And
I know,
I
it's
love
like,
spices.
When we talk about spices, they're not expensive spices. They're leaves or
Right. I'm not saying go
weeds.
get saffron.
Well, they're kind of
crazy.
like realistically, they're weeds that taste good.
Yes.
That's what a spice is. It's not a plant that you put in a salad and put some dressing on.
I will challenge everybody who listens to this.
Rosemary.
Go
Oh,
into a store that is not your normal store. Go into an Asian-based store, an Indian store if you have it. Go into a Mexican store. Go into places where you're like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to get here. You will see spices and ingredients you've never heard of in your life. And try them out.
And probably my favorite is Indian.
Yeah.
Because I mean, realistically, that's where most of the
I
spices
mean, it's the spice trade. That's literally what it was.
come from.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you're not using something that's based in India in your
Ugh.
foods,
Just go and
you're
look.
just it's not that you suck, but you suck.
Yeah.
Because you're not experiencing so many things.
So many
I mean, and it's if you've ever had what's the biggest, like, what do we have?
Curry.
What's the lamb? Is it lamb curry? Is that all?
Yeah.
It's called curry, but every curry's different.
Yeah,
You
there's
can't just say curry.
a million curries.
Yeah, but I was just saying,
And it changes
like
based on where you're at.
the red curry,
That's more Thai.
but like the one with like lamb in it.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's based on the region you're in. Curries
But
are
the spices that are in there, there's got to
Oh.
be 12. There's like 12 in there,
yes.
right? And I was like, if if you're missing one, you can almost tell.
Yes.
Like,
Have you ever actually seen what's in chai tea? Have you seen the amount of ingredients that actually exist in like an actual real
like
chai tea?
7, right?
Like at a minimum.
Oh, really?
It's
I thought it was like
amazing and delicious. And anyways, if all you have in your pantry is salt and pepper, those aren't spices. I'm gonna need you to go out to the store and go somewhere else.
if your spices that you're using are coming in the already pre-granulated form, check it out.
That's okay too.
No, I'm just saying check out the other stuff. Like they come in the fresh form.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we live in California.
We're spoiled.
So we can be a little spoiled.
Yes.
Because I mean, even the last place we lived, like, were they bay leaves that were growing outside?
On the tree. I used to go pick them.
There was a random
like,
tree outside of our apartment.
Yeah.
Well, not apartment, but where we were
Our
renting.
townhouse. Yeah. Bay leaves.
And they
Fresh
had
ones.
bay leaves.
Yeah.
So we was like, just go pull some bay leaves off.
Yeah, put them in the soup.
Yeah. I mean,
Enjoys.
it's
Yes.
well.
But yeah, those are my 2 your opinions wrongs. I think we're good. Let's go watch some TV.
We're good. I enjoyed this a lot. Thank you so much. If you watch this, thank you if you're watching it afterwards.
Yeah.
If you're not watching this, come watch it.
Just kidding.
It's a good burp. We enjoy you. Show up in real life. What all the good stuff.
All the things.
Please check out Finding Calm.
Yes.
Find out all the information if you can. I'll put a link in probably this video for rabblegame.com.
If you want to ask us questions, ask us.
Please ask us, because
if we don't know, we'll ask George.
Yeah, we've played them all.
Yeah.
We've played every Rabble game. The one
Love Struck.
Love Struck is the one that we haven't played as much.
We need Ariel.
We have 2 copies of that.
Yeah.
So we need to get more of those.
Yeah.
So love you guys. We will see you guys very soon. We'll see. Is it next week? We'll be back next week.
We shall.
And what is it? Show up in real life.
I'll try.
Yeah, do all that stuff. Like, show up in real life, guys. Because we're gonna do better at that. We spent a few months where we didn't do as much.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do more.
We'll try.
Atlanta, here we come. All right. Love you guys.
Bye.
Peace out.